Welcome to match number. Wonderful talk, I should say, more than the number. It is two teams who haven't lost. Yeah, match number 4 always becomes a very, very crucial one, isn't it? Because they've already played a single match for each other, and Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters have won against the Gulbarga Mystics, and Hubli Tigers have won against the Mysuru Warriors. And very importantly, they both are clashing on against each other to see who's going to go on the points table with 4 points. And to check that out, toss becomes really important, and we will go down to K. Srinath for the toss with the captains.
It's day 2, match number 4 of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026. In all readiness for a good game of cricket. The two unbeaten teams in this tournament so far are taking each other head on. To my left is Vrinda, captaining the Hubli Tigers. To the left of Vrinda is Pratyusha, captain of the Bengaluru Blasters. Pratyusha will spin the coin. Tails is the call. Tails it is. What's it you've decided to do?
We would look to bat first.
Any particular reason to bat first on this track?
I mean, the wicket is really good to bat on, and we think we have the bowlers to curtail them later on.
Okay, fair enough. Any changes in your team for this game?
We are going in with the same 11.
Thank you and all the best, Vrinda. Pratyusha, would you have done anything different with the toss?
Yeah, I wanted to field first as well, so happy with the toss.
You're happy that you would have also fielded first. So are you looking at any sort of target you want to restrict the opposition to?
I think 140, 150 will be a really good score to defend and chase back with the dew coming in later.
Any changes to your side? Okay, all the best. Go well. The news from the center is Hubli Tigers have won the toss and they've decided to bat first.
So that's the news from the center, as Hubli Tigers have won the toss and they've elected to bat first. So very interesting call under lights. Yeah, they want to put up a big total on the board as the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. And they will be, like the skipper mentioned, Pratyusha, that they would have also wanted to bowl first maybe and just try and take this first advantage under lights. Interesting. Changes up in the teams as well. It's very interesting to see how they will go out there and put up that number on the points table. 4 is the magic number in match number 4. Who's going to go to 4 points in the points table is a big question. I am Naveen Shorey, and alongside with me is Vikram. Good evening, Vikram. Welcome.
Good evening, Naveen. It'd be fantastic to watch the proceedings of this match. The two unbeaten teams here. At the toss, I don't know what Vrinda's reasons were for batting, but I really felt, talking to the head coach and the other coaches in the Hubli Tigers camp, that they're trying out everything possible. So no solid reason. Like, for example, I asked why Vrinda was brought in to bowl the first over, which was a very conclusive, almost maiden over. And they said they're just trying out different things. So you never know if people are, should I use the word double bluffing again? Or bluffing?
Yeah, I think, you know what, they tried to make people, guess a lot of things. That is exactly what is in store, because Mysuru Warriors, of course, would be really happy to get that first number on the points table, isn't it? That's exactly what they would be really happy for. And these two teams, in match number 4, they would want to put up a second victory on the table. So look at the field for the right-hander first up. It's that mid-on, mid-off up in the ring. And we have 2 fielders outside as the deep mid-wicket and deep backward of point. 2 people outside. And Hubli Tigers winning the toss, electing to bat first, will be having a total in the mind for sure. First ball, Namita. Width on offer, slashed but straight to backward of point. And they will scramble through for that single. She had to reach out for that one. Off the mark, the Hubli Tigers.
Do you think the Hubli Tigers are going to set a new mark of a par score of something like 170? Feeling confident from yesterday, going on with their top batters at the top of the order. Some very big, a lot of experience out there. What do you think?
See, with Pratyusha and Vrinda Dinesh opening up the order, they're they are very, very heavy relied on the top batting order for sure, no doubt. But having said that, they would also want to make amends with that middle order. Yesterday, they had that little issue in balancing out that middle order. So yeah, it all depends on how Vrinda Dinesh goes here on. Good drive. That finds the gap. Wonderfully timed for the first boundary. Sweet as it can get from Vrinda Dinesh. First one for the skipper and first one for the Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, that ball just going to the left of Chansey for a good boundary there. So that's the kind of trend the Hubli Tigers want to set. Let's take a look at yet again. Just a despairing drive.
It was width that aided in that shot, isn't it, for Vrinda Dinesh to lean forward so quickly. Overcorrecting the line, is it? Umpire doesn't give a wide. Vrinda was saying, I didn't touch it. Vrinda is totally unhappy with that one, and umpire is busy noting down something.
Is it a possible noting down of some dissent, because he wasn't even bothering to look at her and she was gesticulating almost wildly.
That one definitely going down the leg side, no doubt at all, and Vrinda was very convincingly confident that she did not nick it, no pads involved. This time agrees with it. Vrinda doesn't even look at the umpire this time. Okay, no look on both ends. First the umpire doesn't look at Vrinda, now Vrinda doesn't look at him.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah, they're both calling each other.
Oh my God. I'm interested in the way Vrinda turns off after this ball goes down the leg side. Watch her. Yeah, there you go. She just turns off, doesn't even look at the umpire because she knows that it should be a wide. And Amita, again, overcorrection from her after the first boundary. Nice, powerful stroke. But like you said, you know, the opening pair, they're very, very strong, no doubt. And all the more important is number 4 and number 5 for the Hubli Tigers.
So that position at cow corner, the 2 out at cow corner and backward of point. The cow corner position is going to be very important, as Vrinda just showed us. She's hitting over there.
Good beginning for the Hubli Tigers. After the first over, 7 for no loss. I think the umpire thinks that there's another ball remaining. Okay, we'll go with that. Up in the air. That is beautifully timed all the way down to 6, straight down the ground. And the first 6 for Pratyusha. Now the end of the over. First over gone, and should be 7 plus 6 as well. Yeah, we'll confirm the scorings, as there was a little bit of a change in that scoring line. Should be 13 for no loss. Yeah, there we go. To begin the second over from the Rahul Dravid end. Karnika Karthik. But what a good shot. That previous over, last ball. Just picked the lens so beautifully well.
Yes, that's the quality of batting you have out there. 2 very good, very senior players. I've said this before. I'm sounding repetitive, but we're in for quite a show right now.
Pratyusha also should understand that Vrunda likes to get on with things as she is. And good combination, isn't it? When you have Vrunda at the other end, you don't have to get that pressure under your belt.
Well, just coming to this youngster Karnika, as you can see already, the batter, an experienced batter like you have, had to check her shot. That is the nature of her bowling. She's always changing things up.
Oh my God, that was almost supposedly to be an unwanted change. Loopy flight. Vikram, sure you probably reckon?
Well, I mean, when you see these players playing on the club scene, you kind of get to understand their mindset better. That's all about, I think, training people is about understanding each individual's personality, not just about the technique.
Yeah, true that. Oh, that slapped really hard. Karnika just tried to get a hand to that one. Single only. Eventually, how important that is, to field off your own bowling. I need to get to understand this one, because the basic sense of coaching, and you've seen a lot of coaches play with the women cricketers as well, coaching them as well, and more importantly, we do now have Ritesh Bhatkal as the mentor for Hubli Tigers, which is good. How important is that aspect? Because you never see, even when you bowl in the nets, you never see a bowler fielding of their own bowling, especially the fast bowlers. And in the previous match we saw Pooja take that blinder of her own bowling. Bowled, gone. Pratyusha playing down the wrong line, and Karnika Karthik strikes. Oh, this is a big breakthrough here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. She says, forget fielding of my own bowling, I need to maintain this line and length to flummox the batter.
Yeah, that's just a measure of the woman there. She had that susceptible change of pace, that very deceptive change of pace. That ball was just a gentle outcutter, just maintained a consistent bounce. Nothing, no snakes in that one, but Pratyusha also played down the wrong line.
Totally playing down the wrong line, and that celebration and the happiness to send Pratyusha back into the dugout. 14 for 1 now, Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, one of the features of the Bangalore Blasters, although they're on top, is their use of the youngsters. See, you have someone like a Mithila Vinod out there, who is equally capable and a very experienced person with both ball and bat. Yet they go with Karnika. I wonder if they would utilize the service of yet another mirror all-rounder, Lavanya Chalana, who you saw batting yesterday. We tend to forget that they are also optimum, fantastic bowlers, but maybe there's just too many riches of bowling in the Bangalore Blasters team, so probably another time for that.
Probably you would call it as spoiled for choices, maybe. There's so much of depth in that bowling lineup. Yeah, Lavanya Chalana wonderfully executed her skills last evening. There's a change in the field. They've put that deep covers back for Nikki P. Down the leg side, very clearly. They were all excited because it hit the pads. A wonderful over from Karnika Karthik comes to an end. Just one run and the big wicket of Pratyusha. 2 overs gone, 14 for 1. So just coming back to that aspect that we were talking about, how important it is now for the modern day coaches to also try and understand. You deliver the ball on your follow through, try and field the ball immediately. I don't see anybody doing that even in the academy levels.
Well, you mentioned Ritesh Bhatkar is now the mentor for Hubli Tigers. I must say he's very involved with girls cricket. It's nice to see. It's very heartening for a guy who's played the Maharani Trophy. So he understands their mindsets better. And yes, you have to be in a position to catch the ball.
Uppishly driven over the covers. Couple of bounces and another boundary here for the skipper of Hubli Tigers. Yeah, Vrunda Dinesh did not probably get a single ball to strike against Karnika. And now she unleashes that power.
Well, just on that, Naveen, you see that shot again. That's the boundary there. Kalyani Motors boundary. Up in the air. Just finding enough room in the air, as they say. So there is a sense of protecting yourself with the amount of cricket they play, and a little tentativeness sometimes for the players. But yes, as soon as you deliver the ball, you have to be in a ready position, as they call it.
No doubt that you need to be innovating and inventing new skills every minute, not just every day, every minute. But that's probably not in any manual of the coaching as of now, where you bowl in the nets, you dive on your own bowling or field off your own bowling. I don't see that. Generally don't see that. Because that is not something that will come naturally when you're playing a match. Walking down the wicket. Was close to that inside edge. How close was that to the off stump? Vrinda Dinesh. Where did she want to hit it? Probably on the shadow practice, yes, down the ground. But while she was playing the ball, towards mid-wicket maybe.
There you see, she goes for a big one. But just a little bit of change in pace. I think the ball kept a little bit low there. So beaten by that.
Yeah, how close was that to the off stump? Oh, mighty close. Good angle. Very good angle to explain that. Pulled away. There is mid-wicket, but she'll see the ball sail over her head. First cycle pure Agarbatti 6 here from Vrinda Dinesh. Powerful hitting here from the skipper.
Yeah, the one consolation Pratyusha, the skipper, would have is she's got a fielder in the right position in the cow corner, except that she's about 20 yards inside. Can't stop Vrinda's power. You see that again. Plenty of time, rocking back on the back foot. I would say that's a rank short ball. Probably Namita would be looking to bowl fuller now.
It's comfortably sitting to her on the waist height, isn't it? Even after pitching halfway down the pitch. And very quickly, just putting it out to Lavanya out there, a deep third and rotating the strike after the 6.
Yeah, I just get the sense that for Namita to bowl to players like Nikki and Vrinda, she'd be a little wary of the length ball. I think these girls, Vrinda and Nikki, know how to create the elevation. So just that back of a length, and that's where the balls would somewhat fall short, and Vrinda can launch into her expansive hook, as we just saw, right? So it's a little bit of a touch and go situation. Find the right spot, the hard length as they call it these days.
Oh yeah, any length that you can't hit is the hard length. Good stop, very good stop, but still they'll manage to get that single. Costly over from Namita. 12 runs coming off that one. 3 overs gone, 26 for 1. So speaking of mentors, coming in, it is nice to see all the big guns going ahead and supporting, say, KB Pawan for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Of course, Samarth Hegde is there as the head coach, but KB Pawan now is the mentor. We spoke of Ritesh Bhatkal, who did really well in the current Maharaja Trophy. And what do you kind of reckon? Because see, what happens with me, my experience is probably not been in the team with the women players in terms of as a support staff and everything. Skanika will come along again from the Rahul Dravid end. That's in the gap. That's beaten that backward of point fielder comfortably. Another boundary here. Nikki Prasad, first one for her in this innings.
Yeah, that's a wonderful Kalyani Motors boundary, as we'll see. Just to add to Karnika's grief, she was adjusting that very fielder there just to the left as we see the shot. Batter was aware of that and this just deflected just to the left of the fielder. So she moved the field slightly to the right, and now she must be ruining that. But you just got to do what you feel instinctively is right at that point in time.
Very true. Just move the fielder before that ball. Slower. Wonderful stop. Yeah, just put all that she had got behind that ball at point. Does well. So yeah, speaking of the men players, the experienced campaigners coming along in as the mentorship role for the women players. It's so important that these fielding efforts, isn't it? That itself is a big change up that will come along, because you see Ritesh Bhatkal is a good fielder. KB Pawan in his days, amazing fielder as well as a batter. Oh, that one moved away. And how quickly do you think women players also pick up that skill of throwing themselves around on the turf?
Yeah, well, KB Pawan, on his part, he's a good fielder, but he also kept wickets, which explains why he was such a good fielder anyway. You always usually have a good fielder being a wicket keeper. It's good for KB Pawan, who's been part of the state boys setups, the age group setups, to step into this role. He's going to bring certain dynamics that are there, and the boys don't adapt them in the women's game. So it's really heartening to see some of the changes, some of the coaches crossing borders.
Slower through the air. A small little enquiry from Karnika. Umpire says, no, Karnika, go back to your run-up. She was just waiting for the umpire to probably signal.
It might be interesting to know that someone like a Karnika develops her cricket around a multi-sport attitude. She was the best goalkeeper in Bangalore schools last year, and she somehow to toggle between cricket and this. She's done horse riding. She started through every single sport as a child. Now she's diverting more to cricket because of her extreme talent.
That's an interesting story. Goalkeeper of the school and then a jockey. Oh, well, nice shift. Probably what was the inspiration for her to love our sport?
Well, basically, best goalkeeper in Bangalore schools, women. She won an award over there.
Wow.
So I think her inspiration is just she goes after sport like, a fish takes to water. And she's decided cricket is her thing because she loves the pace of the game.
She's definitely taken the horse to the grassland with the ball. 2 overs, 7 runs and a wicket as of now. 4 overs gone, 32 for 1. Yeah, so you're mentioning about Karnika Karthik. I should probably, or rather we, everybody now should probably understand this. The support that is coming in from her house, from her parents and from her family members, isn't it? Because as a child, if you're exposed to so many sports, yeah, come on. That's the best thing that a house can give you.
I'm glad you asked the question, I mean, because what's happening now is parents of girls in the rural areas, Mufassil areas, are really keen for their girls to come out and play sport, which is a great move. But what must also be understood is the enormous effects of multi-sport until a certain age. Now, I'm not going to go on because I'm not that sort of an expert, but if you look at the Australian setup, they really nurture the girls around all sports, girls and boys. And then at a particular point, you play the sport you want to. Now, Elise Perry is a great example of somebody who's played Football World Cup for Australia and played for the Southern Stars.
Absolutely. As Pratyusha, skipper, comes into the attack. In the air, just falls short of that mid-off fielder. And they will scramble through for that single. She had pushed the square leg fielder behind just before delivering that first ball. And there she is trying to flight the delivery up. Now, speak of multiple sports, especially the Australian setup, and not just the normal women cricketers. We had the blind women cricket World Cup also happen, and the captain of the Australian side, also being blind, rides horses. She's I think lawn tennis champion. Along with that, she rides horses, and being just partially sighted, you can do so much. Becky, of course, the captain, if I remember her name, from the Australian setup. So it's very good that Karnika Karthik has been exposed to so many sports early on. That actually improves your agility, improves your fitness. But I really want to understand. This fielding effort is top-notch because you've been drilling all along, even when you're not playing a competitive match, isn't it? All this comes on the field only if you are able to go ahead and take that from your mentors.
True, just to put the dot on the I. As we see that catch or the fielding up there. Good effort there, partner fielding.
Short ball, pulled away, handsomely well towards Cows Corner. 1 bounce, boundary. Vrinda Dinesh, once again, just rocks onto that back foot so strongly. Her 3rd boundary.
You see the again, just bowling more like an off-break bowler, trying to change the pace. But this time that gives the batter ample time to play that shot. Wonderfully needled there, right in the gap.
And you have so much less time to pick Pratyusha, isn't it? Because she doesn't show you the ball. Driven through point. Back-to-back boundaries here for Vrinda Dinesh. And it is adding to the pressure for the skipper of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Another Kalyani Motors boundary.
There you see that another boundary just to follow up, just to put added pressure on the Bangalore Blasters. With this, I think they'll be recovering from the fall of that wicket. So they hope to go big soon.
They should. I think Vrinda Dinesh has decided to do that for sure. "13 runs from the first over from Pratyusha Chaluru. Not expected, but yeah, that is the reality. 5 overs gone, 45 for 1.
Thank you, gents. Naveen and Vikram changing the com box. Srinath along with me. Param, welcome break. The first game getting over quite early, but you had a lot of running around to do and get things sorted out for the second game.
Yeah, a bit of a dual role here, but enjoying it, absolutely loving it. And Vrinda Dinesh picking up from where she left off last night. Quick fire 46 yesterday, and doing the exact same thing today, 30 of 20.
Certainly she wouldn't be happy with what she did yesterday, and she would have in sight at least to go 2x than what she did. And mind you, she was very clear at the toss when she said we're going to have a bat first. We were discussing about possibility of dew in the second innings, and conditions for batting could get better, but they had the confidence in their ability as batters to go and put out a show. End of 5 overs, we're seeing why they decided to bat first. 45-1, just the loss of 1 wicket. And there we see another bowling change from the Rahul Dravid end. It's Kanika continuing rather. Oh, just a wobble. We did speak about continuing, getting the score 2x. Param jumped the gun too early. The reason, we see the captain walk back in fine form, milling the ball well. Ball there to be hit, but found the fielder straight away, and the elation on the face of the fielder.
Yeah, she hit that beautifully, but finds the fielder there in Namita D'Souza. Bit of a commentator's curse here. We were just mentioning how well she was going about her innings, but she has to depart now.
Certainly a disappointed skipper Vrinda Dinesh was striking the ball really well. The second wicket going down for the Hubli Tigers. 45 for the loss of 2 wickets. The fall of the skipper brings in Diksha, a left-hand batter, and this would certainly create a bit of changes in the field, and the lines of the bowlers have to change. But Karnika Karthik, what a game she's been having. Definitely hit me ball, over pitch delivery. The timing was brilliant, but did she find the gap? She just found the fielder straight away. Once the ball did pop out of the hand, she had the heart in her mouth, but end of it, the result was a big scalp. 2 wickets back in the hut now, and as we said, a left-hander on strike, and straight away Kanika changes the angle, comes round the stumps to Diksha.
Yeah, what a spell she's having here, Karnika Karthik.
Straight away under pressure, swing and a miss. Yeah, obviously when you lose your top 2 batters within the power play, the pressure is going to pile up. You've decided to have a strike first under good batting conditions. A dry surface to start with in the afternoon game. Under lights, the surface is definitely going to get a touch better. And they certainly would have a score on mind before they get in there.
Yeah, so if we have a look back at the dismissal there. Vrinda Dinesh, although timed the ball beautifully, but was slightly uppish and straight in the hands of Namita D'Souza. Although in the second attempt, she takes that, as you mentioned earlier. Heart was in her mouth. But Karnika Karthik having a wonderful outing there.
First time up, we are seeing a fast bowler getting into a third over in the spell. Typically, it's been spin, spin, spin all the way. Cut against, finds the fielder. I mean, a wicket or two within the power play can create this sort of pressure. And how does the pressure mount? It's due to these dot balls. And once you're not able to get going in the power play, naturally when the field spreads post the power play, the pressure is back on the batting side.
Yeah, we know what Nikki Prasad is capable of. We've seen her potential. She had a bit of a cameo last night. She is an experienced campaigner. Played for the Delhi Capitals in the WPL. Played for the Under-19 World Cup winning side. Captain of the Under-19 World Cup winning side. And there will be a bit of pressure on her now. Few dot balls and she will have to get going from here.
Obviously, hope she's not heard whatever you've said. Already the pressure is on her. She's a known entity, and obviously a known name always carries that much of baggage on her. The last ball of the over for Kanika. An excellent finish to the over. She'll be more than happy. Couple of singles in the over and a wicket. The big scalp of the skipper Vrinda Dinesh. End of over number 6. 47 for the loss of 2 wickets as Hubli Tigers, and it also signifies the end of the power play.
The way Vrinda Dinesh was going, you think they would have got to maybe 55-60 in that power play. But that catch there by Namita D'Souza restricts them to 47 in that power play.
We're seeing some of the excellent shots that were played during the power play, and this was an outstanding delivery. Held its line, just came in a bit, but these shots over extra cover and this pull that went all the way, and some delicate shots, and Vrinda was just motoring along. Yeah, we've seen this quite often in the first game, where at the halfway mark the Mystics looked like getting to 170, 180. Couple of wickets back-to-back during the 14th over, and the set batters not carrying on. I think that's something these girls need to learn quickly. If they need to look at these targets of 160, 170 to be posted, it's very, very important for one of the top 3 batters not only to fire, but to bat through the 20 overs.
Ananya Hegde, now new bowler. Daughter of the coach, Samarth Hegde, and sister of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters captain, Shubhang Hegde.
Certainly the brother would be watching this game very keenly to have a, tea table discussion on what she did in the game. Starts off extremely well. Pretty talented cricketer, Ananya. And I like the bravado with which she operates. A leg spinner, slowing up the speeds, not typically going for glory and trying to fire it in. But obviously, they would have watched the first game closely. Revs on the ball, just slowing it up. Certainly was difficult for the batters to time the ball.
Yeah, nice first couple of deliveries. I like the way that she's tossing it up. Slightly quicker in this occasion, but the way she varies her pace. Very, very crucial here for Ananya Hegde to continue and end the over the way she has started.
Also, the time she's come in just past the power play, the field restrictions are off, and she's bowling to 2 relatively new batters in the wake of Diksha, who's just come in, just had a look at for 2 balls. And Nikki, of course, an experienced campaigner. She's been around for quite some time now. But obviously, to assess the conditions and to get going straight away is going to be a tough ask here. A very, very good position to bowl right now for Ananya. Good variations and certain matchups trying to get the ball just across the left-hander. We've seen the variation of trying to get the googly or the top spinner going. And at a young age to, master the skill of bowling a top spinner or a googly or a leg spinner in a repertoire is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I like what she's doing here. I like this from Ananya Hegde. Just slightly tossing it up. Little short on this occasion, but she's keeping it tight. not giving away too many runs, not giving away too much room for the batter.
This phase of the game is the most important one for both the sides, especially for the Hubli Tigers. Lost 2 back-to-back wickets, and they need to just put up a small partnership, more or less. We could call it a consolidation phase at this point in time. And finishes off this over in style, Ananya Hegde. 3 singles, and with that single, Hubli Tigers get to the 50. 50 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 7 overs. Change in bowling after 3 overs. Successful 2 wickets for Kanika Karthik. We see a change in the bowling from the Rahul Dravid end. It's Ritu R. Gowda, the off spinner. 3 fielders within the circle on the offside, short third, short point, and extra cover. The risk is 2 fielders on the leg side within the circle is 45 and short square leg. The country and the long on are the boundary riders on the onside. Nice and slow. Length is short. The timing on this is good. Excellent piece of fielding at the long on boundary. Pulls off the stop wonderfully and restricts the running only to 2.
Yeah, great effort there from Mithila Vinod. Restricts them to just 2 runs. Very interesting here that they've got the off spinner after the power play. We saw a couple of overs from the captain Pratyusha there. Great effort there from Mithila Vinod.
This is what we've been talking about, trying to create pace, using the feet and trying to play the ball in front of the wicket rather than just trying to go for glory and play those big shots. Big shots per se in terms of trying to just go over the cow corner or long on, trying to take the ball across. And having watched the previous game closely, certainly we would see this more from batters because the modern day cricketers are that much smarter. There's footage available for you. Learn from what mistakes the other players made and get better on that.
That goes through. That goes through. Will that go all the way? Does it have the legs? And yes, it does. It was a valiant effort there, but unfortunately goes down in vain. That's Kalyani Motors boundary off the bat of Diksha C.
Boundary coming after a long time, and they would be more than happy. Tossed up delivery, trying to go over extra cover. Hits the outer half of the bat, but splits the close fielders, the backward point and short third. Exactly, she didn't want to just relay the ball back to the fielder chasing it, but unfortunately the ball just carried along with her. Anyway, runs coming whichever way, they would be more than happy with that. Once again, the leading edge. Teasing lines and length from Ritu Gowda. She's definitely having the better of the left-hander. And Diksha shouldn't get more anxious to get off strike and give it to Nikki, who's been around for some time. Boundaries have certainly dried up in the last 3 or 4 overs post the dismissal of Vrinda Dinesh.
Yeah, a dismissal here or there does bring a little bit of pressure. Takes it on the full and single to long on. But we were mentioning earlier that the off-spinner bowling to the left-hander, how much of a challenge can that be for a left-hander? We've been talking about that throughout this tournament.
Yeah, that's something that's been in discussion for a very long time across formats and especially in the shortest format worldwide. She would relish the challenge of bowling to a left-hander. Trying to get the ball away from the left-hander would certainly make it a touch difficult for them. Over number 8 completed. Hubli Tigers 60 for the loss of 2 wickets. The sizes of the boundaries, the quality of the bats that have come in, the sort of power hitting practice these cricketers engage in today is making it that much difficult. 20-25 years back it was about the quality of spinners who would buy wickets by deceiving the batters in flight. A miss hit today lands in the second tier. So imagine in power play or past the power play, an off spinner has to come and bowl to a right-hander, or be it a left-armer or leg spinner bowling to a left-hander. That's what has created the sort of myth in people, but people with quality still can deliver. That's the underlined word, the quality.
Absolutely. We saw that last night with Pratyusha taking 3 wickets. And earlier today from Yashika with the Mysuru Warriors. Ananya Hegde continues her second over.
Whenever proved wrong on a particular point, I think there can be nobody happier than the person who comments about it. And we've seen it more than a couple of occasions in this particular tournament. I think that's the sort of platform this tournament has provided for these girls, trying to prove people wrong and prove a point for themselves. This is off the back foot and timing perfect, just short in length, picks it up over extra cover. That's another Kalyani Motors boundary for the Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, Ananya Hegde a little short on this occasion, and Nikki Prasad just places that beautifully between that cover point region. Goes over the covers and wonderful boundary there.
Sitting on the back foot and hitting it over extra cover was one part of it. Elegance and timing personified. Next ball she realizes quickly, uses her feet, nimble-footed, dancing shoes on. Smart cricket. Dot balls is something they need to eliminate. The lesser the number of dot balls they play, the target of what they have in mind could be a 160, 170, certainly on cards. And mind you, if there is dew at all, the bowlers are going to, struggle that pitch to grip the ball, especially the spinners.
Ooh, umpire was almost about to signal a wide there, but she gets away with it. Yeah, sensible cricket here from Nikki Prasad. Rotating the strike, keeping the scoreboard ticking. Very important to take the pressure off herself and the team.
This time around steps out and timing is good on that. Though the bat did turn a little bit. Finds the gap between deep square leg and deep mid wicket. Second boundary in the over. This from the blade of Diksha.
Yeah, fuller on this occasion and shimmy down the wicket towards that mid-wicket region. Diksha quick onto that and another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Just not quick on her feet, quick learner. She's decided to get down the pitch to make use of the power she needs to generate. Again, too soon, too early, going for glory and sitter. Put down 2 fielders coming for it. No calling there. Elementary stuff. Certainly a dejected Ananya Hegde. A big let off for Diksha. End of over number 9. Hubli Tigers survive a scare. 71 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Yes, that would have been a big blow had Diksha gotten out in the air for a while, and no calling there. No communication between Namita D'Souza and the other fielder there. Absolutely textbook catching, but has been dropped off.
Awesome turn and keeper fails to gather that. Obviously, Ananya Hegde would not be a touch disappointed, but certainly disappointed. Maybe 11 out of 10 times. Even in the dreams, you wake somebody up at 12, I think they would have caught that ball. But that's the way the game pans out. Diksha, after hitting a lovely boundary, did she go for glory? Then getting carried away, trying to be too far ahead of the game is what is the issue that, creeps up in the mind of these cricketers. Stay in the present. Though it's the shortest format, it's about staying in the present. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Couple of boundaries and sometimes they tend to get carried away. But very important to continue rotating the strike, keep that scoreboard ticking. Nikki Prasad has been doing exactly that. Very important for Diksha to also follow.
In fact, going around and talking to cricketers, they believe that there has to be a boundary, either a 4 or a 6 in every over they play in a T20 game. And that's the mindset. And once again, we see this. High and handsome, and this time around the connection is outstanding from Nikki with the turn, stepping out and hoiking it over deep mid wicket. That's a cycle pure Agarbatti 6.
Yeah, just a tad fuller, and Nikki Prasad dances down the wicket and launches that towards that deep mid wicket region.
Just pulls it back a bit. Back cut well, but there is protection at the sweeper cover. The adage always is, it's in my arc, it's out of the park. Actually, it was in her arc, but she got closer to it, discussing the same thing about using your feet, getting to the pitch of the ball. When you step out, get to the pitch of the ball, there is that momentum along with you, and the bat swing carries that ball that much farther, rather than when you try hitting it from a stable position. That's the difference, and they would have watched the previous game. That's what they have learned from that. Sticking to the crease and trying to create power or generate power is not going to work. That's what Nikki Prasad has done brilliantly in her little innings so far. Last ball finishes with a single. At the halfway mark, Hubli Tigers, after winning the toss and deciding to bat, are 80 for the loss of 2 wickets. The signal from the umpire is, let's have a welcome break for a drink. And also we'll see a change in the com box. The next 5 overs to take you through an exciting phase of play will be Naveen Chauri and Vikram.
Players have taken that very important drinks, and thank you to Srinath and Param to go out there and have that story of off spinners versus left-handers. It's still going to continue with Pratyusha Chaluru coming in. 1 over 13 runs was costly before this, especially when Vrinda Dinesh took a very good liking towards her. Couple of boundaries in that over when she bowled. I'm Naveen Shaurya, alongside with me is Vikram. Even in her second spell, she's not changed ends. She's still continuing from the Anil Kumble end.
Yeah, she's probably sees something in there for her to deliver to that patch on the far side. But I must say, it's a little disappointing to see the catch go down in a very simple manner. Enough has been said about that. Actually, coming back to Diksha, I got the impression she would come out soon, because just prior to the game resuming, she was practicing those inside-out shots in the nets outside here.
She starts off with the off spinner straight away, Pratyusha Chaluru. I've now got a habit of watching her hand while she's delivering the ball, because until then she's not going to show it to the batter. And this moment, first up, I sort of picked it. Probably Diksha will also pick it soon. 35-run partnership. Outside edge. That'll run away. That'll beat the fielder at that short field position. Towards the third fielder. Good boundary again from Diksha. Not particularly convincing, but it'll do for the Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, as you see, Diksha just taking a swing at that and just opening the face of the bat a little bit. Sending Diksha out here could have the reason that, well, she actually played a bit of a cameo for Karnataka under-19s when we won the final. I think the final was against Andhra in the previous year, the T20. And probably Arjun, they would have that at the back of his mind to let this player go and express herself today.
She's putting another fielder out there on the offside. Lavanya Chalana comes to plug that short third fielder position. Another offie. Very simple strategy here from Pratyusha. But you mentioned that that boundary that went in was just opening the face of the blade. But I just felt that she just wanted to drive through the covers because there's nobody behind sweeping. Just lucky that she got that edge. But yeah, like you mentioned, Diksha, very, very important clog in that wheel for the Hubli Tigers in the middle order. See, this is the phase that I was talking about where they were kind of struggling yesterday. And the moment Nikki P comes in, there's another wrong on delivery coming out of Pratyusha's fingers. Very important now. This partnership nurtures along very nicely. As of now, there are 41 runs of 33 deliveries.
So the field changes for the left-handed Diksha. We've got 5 fielders, 6 on the offside here.
Again, nobody sweeping outside. Outside edge. And that's exactly why Chalana has been placed there. Good catch. Lavanya will be enjoying that catch as well at that short third. Pratyusha strikes finally. And the stands are beaming. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' flags. Happy occasion for them. The partnership is broken. 41-run partnership broken. It's a good bit of a success.
Well, what do we have here? Pratyusha delivering the ball. Probably making it look like she's going to throw a dart, but she's actually spinning it away a little bit. And Lavanya Chalana does the rest at that backward position, third man position.
And gleefully accepting that one, isn't it, Lavanya? Because we just saw that catch go down in that similar area. Hubli Tigers will not be happy with Diksha's wicket going down at this juncture. 86 for 3 now.
So in walks another veteran of Karnataka cricket, Divya Gnanananda. Today is her chance to redeem herself and show what she can do. She didn't have a particularly good outing yesterday. We understand that she's been out of Karnataka to Pondicherry as a guest player. So that's partially what we heard about her remodeling her game, going to another place, trying out a different role and coming back here stronger perhaps. So we hope she's back in favour, but for her to be there, she'd have to prove something throughout this tournament. She's got another 5 chances after this, or maybe yet one more chance if they make the final.
I liked you mentioned 5 chances. Gets off the mark though, first ball. Good over from Pratyusha, successful one. As she broke that partnership. Lavanya was gone, 87 for 3. She's been on her toes, Pratyusha Chaluru, no doubt, because this is where Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters under lights will be really looking to not chase a big total. Winning the toss, looking to bat first. Hubli Tigers, I'm sure they would be happy in the 11 over mark, 86 for 3. And the couple of wickets, of course, for Karnika Karthik. She's been phenomenal. 3 overs, just 9 runs. And that economy, you will take that any given day in the T20 format. Where will that 1 over come from is another big question for Karnika Karthik. Very important. Oh, Mithila, we know this has been introduced into the attack. Probably from the same end where Karnika was bowling. Similar sort of a bowler, similar pace.
Absolutely. What just struck me is some of these girls like Karnika are being bred in the same mold as Mithila was a few years ago. Mithila, as you know, of course, has played for in under 19s and expected to go to higher grade soon. Similar bowling styles, batting styles. So here you have a a next generation player of Mithila Vinod, and she's actually taking the back end of the bowling, letting the youngster do her bit. I think Pratyusha is supporting that also.
And also good that she's come into the attack against a new batter. Yes, Divya Gnanananda is a veteran, very experienced, but anytime the new batter will be feeling that jitter. She's got deep mid-wicket and deep backward square. Good start, right up there on the block hole. Well, deliver that on the first ball. Yeah, why not? Take care of the back end of the bowling, yes.
Yeah, I think Divya now would see herself in a role of a bit of an anchor here. She'd let Nikki do much of the hitting, I think. And that's probably a good idea until she gets herself set in here to really prove what her worth is.
Hey, that should be the plan. You have got that long off, long on. And there is that deep mid-wicket. So she's got vacant spaces behind point, behind square. And Nikki P, we know that she can play all shots. And that actually should be the plan, because you need Divya Gnanananda to play that 20th over or at least 19th over, and Nikki P to do the scoring. Take the risk, one or two risky shots in the over. And I'm sure Pratyusha would be mindful of that one, and she'll be asking her fielders to be almost at the edge of the boundary ropes, whoever is riding the boundaries out there. And I see the boundary riders also stepping in from outside the boundary ropes, because you can see shots like that. Oh, was falling short of the fielder at deep covers. This is exactly what Nikki Prasad can bring to the table. How far forward she was.
Yeah, here you see this slash at the ball, and what looked to be a reasonably okay catch to take just wasn't judged properly. The fielder falling in the front in the end. I think, again, I tend to be a little liberal with the youngsters here. They're under so much pressure playing with such stalwarts here. You've got to let that go and just put that behind you. I think that's Namita out there. She'll do better, I'm sure, in the future.
Pulled away. That's in the gap. Boundary. Divya Gnanananda gets her first. Nicely sat up to her, and she had no problems in smearing that one away.
Yeah, I think she's finding her form now. She's really showing what she's worth. She's playing through all parts of the field. As you watch her here, sees the ball trifle short, but she doesn't need to rock all the way back. She just plays from a crease more or less, just letting the weight shift back a little bit. Good adaptation there.
Like I said, that easy, comfortable pace from Mithila sat up nicely for her. Wow, once again, this has been the hallmark generally in the entire Maharani Trophy, I should say. Take it the Mysuru Warriors, and now here the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Ananya Hegde making, of course, our father slash head coach happy of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. And I was also hearing our co-coms talking about the same thing about Samarth Hegde being the main head coach, and Shubhang Hegde watching from the drawing room, and he'd be really proud of that stop. 2 was gone, 93 for 3. I need to ask you, just in the nick of the time where we have got that time to discuss before the bowler comes along, how rare it is. Of course, we've seen the siblings, the Gaikwad siblings, Rajeshwari's sister again playing for, I think the Gulbarga Mystics' skipper Rajeshwari, her sister plays for, I guess, the Hubli Tigers. As it's very important that we speak of the sibling nature coming in. Pratyusha bowls one shot. She rocks back onto that back foot, Nikki P, and lodges it towards deep square leg for a boundary.
Well, as if an emulation of what Divya did earlier, a similar shot this time to the spin bowler. All the way back easy. That's a Kalyani Blasters, Kalyani Motors boundary there. Yeah, about the sibling factor. There have been a few earlier. I think I remember the Dravid brothers playing briefly.
Oh, yeah. Another back foot pull. Another boundary in the gap. Nikki Prasad is taking Pratyusha's bowling to her liking. 100 up here for the Hubli Tigers with that one.
score, the shot that brings up the 100. Barely just back in the back foot. That could have been a length ball also, but knowing the pitch completely well, seeing the ball big, here's the batter willing herself to go after that shot.
And how well she placed it, isn't it? Because there was a long on and deep mid wicket, both of them. Had to really time that shot really well, because the more power you use, you will tend to drag the ball and play it towards that mid wicket fielder. You don't have that power, you tend to play it to long on. Perfect precision and powered shot in that second boundary.
Absolutely. Well, actually, a lot of the kids are brought up on the concept of play forward when in doubt, but as you mature, you tend to play a little bit from the back foot also.
Oh, inside edge. Yeah, speaking of the sibling factor from the same house, yeah, we've got Anvai Dravid and Samit Dravid. Of course, Samit Dravid was one of the big stars of the Maharani Trophy for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, which just concluded. But have you come across brother-sister combo as siblings? You know, there is a fielder, deep square.
Yes, Harshita K, who's playing the Maharani Trophy for the Gulbarga Mystics, the off-break bowler, who's also played for the state. Her brother Preetham plays. Well, he hasn't quite made the state squads on a regular basis, but that's not easy in the boys' game, right? So I see a brother-sister couple, a pair coming up there.
Good point. 13 gone, 103 for 3. So some dinner table conversation with the siblings, trying to better each other, but here Nikki Prasad is holding fort. Vrinda Dinesh, of course, got out at unnecessary time for the Hubli Tigers. She should have been there because she was going great guns with 4 boundaries and a 6.
Yes, just on that sibling factor, I actually did mean Rahul and Vijay Dravid. Vijay Dravid also played Karnataka on 19s. And then I remember Akshay Birala and Mithun Birala. They both played state age groups at least.
Yeah. Probably I was more leaning towards Gen Z with Samit and Anvai.
Quite right, but of course I'd love anybody to fill me in later. I might have missed out another brother-brother pair, sister-sister pair, I don't know yet. And it'll be interesting, as you say, to watch the brother-sister pairs develop. There are a few up-and-coming cricketers. We'll probably be able to talk about them in 1 or 2 years from now, brother-sister pairs.
That again comes back to the family culture of how nicely they do go ahead and promote the kids. Lofted drive over extra cover, 1 bounce, boundary. Divya Gnanananda gets a second one, and Mithila Vinod, she'll be kicking herself for that half volley length.
Yeah, wonderful shot, wonderfully executed, using all her experience, just going over the top there. So I still think she sees herself in a bit of an anchor role to stay there till the end, prove herself, which is a good thing. However, she's not going to miss out any ball which is in her slot, right? And that's exactly what she's doing, using her experience to give it the right sort of elevation.
And much needed push that is needed in these middle overs, especially during that 13th to 16th, 17th over. Nice correction on the length from Mithila. Now, because we've seen so many cricketers come across, budding along, and of course when you say sibling Shubhang Hegde and Ananya Hegde here, and that brother-sister combination, sister-brother combination in the Karnataka circuit, it is fabulous. And you know what that suggests? That suggests that yes, Karnataka cricket is in good hands any day coming in. Oh, beautiful. As picture perfect can that be. Wonderful drive from Nikki Prasad to get that boundary. Probably my favorite boundary of the whole evening.
Absolutely wonderful. She saw the angle that the bowler was creating and she knew she had that shot over there. There's no fielder there, just pushing it away. And reminds me of Rahul Dravid, where we've talked about the Dravids. Wasn't he a maestro in the on-drive? Didn't he prove to the world how the on-drive is supposed to be played?
That exactly went to the Rahul Dravid end as well. That shot.
Well picked up.
Nikki P. Again goes in the same direction, but this time just the inner half of the blade.
You know, I mean, at one time it used to be considered one of the hardest strokes in the book, the on drive. But I really look at the practice the players have put in, the effort the coaches have put in, and we've kind of dissected this game, right? So now a lot more of them are playing that more frequently, more easily, even kids.
And what I liked with that boundary that she played was, even when that on drive you're talking about, you generally tend to fall over, your head tends to fall over, your body balance and weight falling over, but Nikki P did not have any issues. Pulled away from Divya. There is protection out there at deep square. 14 gone, 114 for 3 Hubli Tigers. I think to add more life and boost to our talks, I think Ananya Hegde has been brought into the attack. We were talking about the sibling discussion over dinner table at the house. What do you think? When Shubhang, of course, couldn't lift that coveted title of the Maharaja Trophy, what would have Ananya told her brother in terms of saying, yeah, well done, bro, probably next time? Or should have said, come on, you should have done much better than that. Wide delivery. I just want to understand, as a player, what she looks at cricket as.
Oh, I think all that little chatter, that little, pulling each other's leg is just a
Banter,
friendly thing. Yeah, friendly banter at the table. I'm sure they support each other. I'm sure they said, I'd get the title for you, brother, if you couldn't do it this time.
Wow. That's a biggie. That's really well said, Vikram. And that's what probably Samarth Hegde also will be hoping. But I should say this. I mean, being as non-partial that I am, I should definitely be saying this. My heart did go out to the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters because they've lost just one match. That was just to the Mysuru Warriors in the league. That's it. And then they lost the match that they shouldn't be losing. The finals. Yeah. Ananya Hegde. Definite added responsibility to make her father and brother, both of them, proud. Good turn. And more importantly, what she also now needs to understand is not to have too much of a flight for Nikki, but try it against Divya, because you tend to get more shots coming out of Divya's bat and you have a greater chance in picking up a wicket as well.
Quite right. But also, apart moving away from the family scenario, this is a great opportunity for her to prove that she's been worth her place in the Karnataka senior side under 23 earlier. So this is going to be a fight backstage for her as we see this ball. Just to backward of square. No run there.
Perfectly, like I mentioned, she's flighting the ball up more for Divya. Because that's where you get that wicket as a wrist spinner, isn't it? Yeah, even Karnataka team, senior side is a family, Vikram. Come on, I was mentioning that family.
Well put, very well. We are a bit of a brotherhood or sisterhood out here.
She is trying to give that extra air to Divya Gnanananda, for sure. No doubt on that. And for Nikki P, I will probably want her to go a little more flatter. Or probably try out one flighted delivery. And then try and see what Nikki does. Because she's got everybody in front of square. That's deep covers, mid-wicket, long on, long off. Good flight. And more importantly, for Nikki, I think she's got that mindset now to carry forward as long as she wants to, and she's probably had that discussion with Divya saying, okay, you take the charge in scoring few risky shots in an over.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Divya going big in a short while from now, as we just near the end of the 15th over.
It's been a good over, this one. There's 4 runs and a wide. That's not pierced the gap. Good stop. Very good stop at mid-off. Yeah. Mithila Vinod, after bowling that previous over, does well at mid-off. 15 gone, 120 for 3.
Hubli Tigers winning the toss and deciding to bat first. Head to the business end of this innings. Comfortably placed at 120 for the loss of 3 wickets, and a well-set batter in the middle in the wake of Nikki Prasad. She's striking the ball really well. 44 of 31. Giving company is another experienced cricketer in Divya. 16 of 15. And Pratyusha takes the mantle of bowling the 16th. It's all about slowing up the pace and giving nothing to the batters. But what do you think would be running in the mind of the Hubli Tigers? What's the target they realistically would be looking at this point in time?
They must be looking at 165, 170 from here. Not going to be easy, but the way Nikki Prasad is going, she continues the way she's going, should be possible.
Swept brilliantly, and delicacy in that wrist work, splitting the gap between 45 and short square. Another Kalyani Motors boundary, this time from the bat of Nikki Prasad.
Yeah, Pratyusha a little full there, offline, going down the leg, and Nikki Prasad quick onto that, swept it beautifully through that gap.
Smart batting, picking up a single immediately after the boundary. Keeping the scoreboard moving is what is most important at this point in time. Reaching 49, just one strike away from her half century. She's looked in sublime form, and we spoke about the wealth of experience she brings in. To prove that here is the most important thing. This time around, Divya goes flat and hard in the gap between extra cover and mid-off. Second boundary in this over. Pressure back on Pratyusha now. The Hubli Tigers are dealing in boundaries right now.
Yeah, Pratyusha slightly shorter here, and Divya clears that, the infield. No protection there in the deep, and a Kalyani Motors boundary for the Hubli Tigers.
Short pull this time. Is there timing on that? Right into the bread basket. Comfortably scalped at deep mid wicket. The fielder didn't move an inch. Divya, after that excellent boundary in between extra cover and mid off, has to depart after a small little cameo. 21 of 17. The 4th wicket for Hubli Tigers goes down.
Yeah, she didn't time that. Didn't time that at all, and straight down the throat of Namita D'Souza. Dropped a couple of catches earlier in the innings, but she's not going to miss out on that one.
Disappointed certainly will be Divya, but she's had a small partnership going and a small cameo from her side. 4 wickets down for Hubli. 130 for the loss of 4 wickets. Quick drink for the fielders, and a message from the dugout and the coaches obviously as to where they need to go from here on and what sort of target realistically they would like to restrict the Hubli Tigers. In fact, Pratyusha said that we are looking to restrict them somewhere between 140 and 150. Well, that was in mind, but the way the surface is played and the batters have taken the attack to the opponents, I think it's been a real treat to watch that. Touch on the expensive side today, Pratyusha, though she's picked up 2 wickets.
Yeah, very expensive today, but with the last wicket, she now is the current leader in the wickets. Highest wicket taker so far in the tournament, but with that wicket, does it put pressure back onto the Hubli Tigers? Can they get to that 150, 160 mark?
The new batter who's come in to replace Divya as Monica, big hitter of the ball. And certainly she's been sent out to use the long levers. Finishes her spell of 4 overs. Pratyusha, 2 wickets in a kitty, but a touch expensive, conceding 41 runs. 131 for the loss of 4 wickets at the end of 16 overs. Hubli Tigers. Certainly 160 looks on with 4 more overs to go. We've got to the acceleration phase of this game, and this innings is all revolving around what Nikki Prasad can do. She's been out there in the middle for quite some time now, assess the conditions and situation, and she would be in a position realistically to know what's the target best that can be defended. And mind you, the bowling of Hubli Tigers also has got quite a few options of spin, and we need to see as to what sort of effect you would have when the first innings is over. Ananya Hegde looked good today, and she's coming up for her final over in the spell. This night we would be seeing her for the last time, and she's coming in from the Anil Kumble diamond box end, which is called the pavilion end here. Left-hander on strike. The challenge would be that.
Yeah, wide on this occasion. But Ananya Hegde, she's been very good today, not giving away too many runs, keeping the economy just at that 6.1, 6.2 mark. Nikki Prasad will have to really pull one out of the hat here for the last 4 overs.
Brilliant fielding, excellent save, and certainly she's saved 3 runs there. Flashes of brilliance. We've seen a couple of chances being put down and some sloppy fielding, but this has been out of the top draw. Under lights, conditions totally different. These are new lights, the Hebels which have been installed, and this was inaugurated during the Maharani Trophy maybe a couple of weeks back. Different dimension it's added to this iconic stadium, and it's a revelation. And Chinnaswamy Stadium and Bengaluru always has been first of its kind. 1 strike away from the half century. Down the ground she goes. Certainly the dugout will get up to applaud a brilliant half century from the bat of Nikki Prasad. A subdued celebration, nothing overtly. She knows it's just half business done. About more than 3 overs left in this innings, and she's very, very important in this unit here, and she has to be there till the 20th for them to realistically get to the target of 160 or 170.
Yeah, an important cog in that wheel for the Hubli Tigers. She needs to stick it out till the end. Monica Patel having a sweep at that, but unfortunately missed on that occasion.
Intent was right, 45 and short square leg, the 2 fielders inside the ring, and then the cow corner and long on. Connection, execution was the issue, but had she got hold of it, it would have been a different result. Oh, an appeal for stumping. As the umpire does go up, she was in half mind. In fact, she started to step out first, seeing the ball just being darted outside the off stump. She in fact jumped back. So the decision has been reviewed, and the TV umpire will take a call. The issue is when you have a set batter, a small partnership being built, at the business end of the innings you get a new batter in. It's just not easy to take off from where the other batter had left.
Yeah, not going to be easy at all for Monica Patel. But Ananya Hegde has been exceptional today, and not giving away too many runs. Nikki Prasad, on the other hand, she needs to have that chat with Monica Patel. As we have a look here,
the keeper has gathered the ball, and we see the batter almost running. Quite a distance for the keeper to get back and try to knock the bails off. Yes, clearly we can see the bat in the air, and of course the TV umpire there, and in the room we can also see the match referee Spooty, who made a debut this came around. And apologies, I did miss out a name, and the red light is on, and also visible are the 2 comms. My colleagues at the back who are busy browsing the scores, and having a feast is Naveen. The decision comes out as out. Another wicket goes down. Hubli Tigers 134 for 5. And back to the hut is Monica Patel.
That's what pressure does, doesn't it? A wicket in the previous over and a wicket in this one. Can they now reassess their plan, try and get to 150 from here?
Flight to delivery, just taking it away. In fact, Monica thought that the keeper had missed the ball. And it was good of the keeper to just get back in time and whip the bails off. And after that dismissal, brings in Silkin. We shouldn't be expecting any silk touches from Silkin, but use the long levers and get the ball beyond the boundaries. That's what they would look at, the Hubli Tigers. She's heard us. No time to get your eye in right now. No more sighters. Flight in the arc out of the park. That's what is the message that has to come out or would be coming out from the dugout. Last ball of the spell for Ananya. She's shown big heart, the youngster. Crafty, skillful bowler. A flipper hurrying on to the batter. Dot ball to finish the over and her spell. Well bowled 4 overs, 1 for 23. End of 17, Hubli Tigers are 134 for the loss of 5 wickets.
Yeah, Ananya Hegde. Absolutely exceptional spell that. 1 of 23 from her 4. Father Samarth Hegde and brother Shubhang Hegde would be very, very pleased with that.
Why not? The whole Hegde clan would be proud of what she's done today. Nikki, in her innings of 50, we've seen some classy shots, pick-up shots off the back foot, stand and deliver stuff. But her timing, picking the gaps have been impeccable. Use of the feet, using the wrists. She's played shots all around the wicket, using the depth of the crease, tackling the spinners on the back foot, punishing anything that was short, and picking the gaps in pinpoint position. It's been the hallmark of her innings so far. As we speak about it, and no timing on that. A misfield. Rather, they just pushed the ball back into the 25-yard circle. The pressure is going to build on Nikki straight away now, unless there's not going to be strike farmed on a regular basis. I was in fact thinking when you said, will they reassess the situation and get to 150? Looks of it, a wicket or two now. Even that target of 150 would look big, but as long as Nikki Prasad in the middle, still they would fancy the chances of getting close to that 160, 170 mark.
Well, that 50 that Nikki scored today, we've seen a 50 in all 3 innings of this tournament today so far. In the first game, both the innings we had a 50 from both our, from the Gulbarga Mystics and from the Mysuru Warriors, the captain Shubha Satish, and now Nikki Prasad here.
Down the ground once again. No timing. Valiant diving effort from the fielder. It's long on. But the most important thing is batter stays intact there. Rotation and strike. Coming back to the point you made, Param, need to appreciate the sort of work you've been doing. It's not dual. You are wearing too many hats. Combox running down, trying to get job done through operations and keeping a tab of how many 50s. If I'm right, was it Prerna who got a 50?
Absolutely. Wonderful knock there from Prerna, and obviously Nikki Prasadia will have to carry that today. Continue the way she's been. Karnika Karthik, 2 for 11 in her 4th over. She's been absolutely brilliant as well in her first spell, getting the early breakthrough of the top order.
Absolutely. The game is all about numbers, and when cricketers get to that feat, it's always a milestone and definitely worth of a mention. This time around, swats that ball, picks it up from outside the off stump. Again, pace of the ball. Clever bowling from Karnika Karthik. To me, the standout bowler today under conditions which have not been that helpful for fast bowlers. And mind you, she's bowling from the Rahul Dravid end, where the surface is that much more drier. Would have been conducive. We've been talking about this whole day. Game 1, we had the fast bowlers operate from that end. In fact, the 4 overs were bowled from the other end. A tinge of grass, that hardness more towards batting from the Rahul Dravid end. But nevertheless, I think she's done a wonderful job of just not keeping the run rate down, but picking up a couple of wickets which applied the brakes when Hubli Tigers were just running away from the game.
She's been absolutely exceptional, and what an exceptional shot this one from Nikki Prasad. What brilliant effort there in the field. Saves a couple of runs, more than a couple of runs in fact. They only take that single on that occasion.
Fabulous cricket. Width on offer. Good timing. Just over the head of the point fielder. But what commitment from the fielder at deep point. Just checking whether a part of the foot had just touched the boundary ropes. Looks all as well. But I need to really applaud the fielding effort there. Absolutely getting the body behind the ball. Saving 3 important runs for a team. This is definitely worth its weight in gold. This time around, the timing good, and it'll carry over the fielder at long on. Just a spectator there. She's just turning around and saying, number 7. What does number 7 denote for? MSD, hitting those long balls. That's where I'm out there for.
Well, a silky, smooth shot from Silkin there. Another cycle pure Agarbatti maximum. Very full there from Karnika Karthik. But Silkin getting right under that ball and sailing over the fielder there at long on.
That was brutal power and not silken touch. And she says, number 7 is behind my jersey. These long balls were hit by whom? The former India captain. Finishing the over on a high. And Karnika Karthik, nevertheless, with that 6 finishes her over, or rather spell, 4 overs 2 for 20. 145 for the loss of 5 wickets. End of 18 for Hubli Tigers. Mithila Vinod comes back for the all-important 19th over. Can she apply the brakes? 145 in striking distance of 160. Certainly 150 is on the cards, whereas the projected score as per the current run rate is showing at 161. Certainly they would take it with both hands. 160 is certainly a score which is not just not defendable but could be a winning one.
Yeah, it will prove to be a competitive total. And launches that again, but does it get there? Oh, she drops that. She drops that, Karnika Karthik. Just popped right out of her hands. Mithila Vinod looks very, very disappointed there.
And whom have you dropped? Nikki Prasad, who's looked in fine touch, fine fettle, striking the ball well. A rare instance where she's just not got the timing right. But after a brilliant spell of bowling, the icing on the cake would have been that catch. Should have pounced on it comfortably, but obviously maybe she might have been thinking about the last ball 6 she conceded. That's how the game pans out. But this gives an opportunity to Silken. The last 6 she hit was certainly a brutal one. And obviously all eyes will be on her. She's already sent a message to the dugout saying, should I have been there earlier, much earlier for this? Matter of another 11 balls. How much can they get to? Everything is in the hands of Silken now.
Yeah. Plays that one for a single. Brings Nikki Prasad back on strike. We were talking about the lights earlier. And the new LED lights that have come into the Chinnaswamy Stadium. First time ever that the Maharani Trophy is happening under lights. And what a platform this is for these young ladies.
Absolutely. Just for the viewers' information, it's 2,500 lux, which is mandatory for the ICC, but this can go up to 3,500. That's the brilliant lights on display. Trying a ramp of a different type. Speed is what is required for these shots to be played. Coming back to the lights, the ones that are within the 25-meter circle will be at about 3.5, wherein the brightness needs to be on there. And getting closer towards the boundary, it gets to 2,500. Outstanding lights. You can see the shades where the brightness is more and the brightness is just less on the other side of it. Lux is what is the measurement that is used to read the brightness of these lights. This time around, down the ground, power pack shot. You can't get a better place in the ground to hit this. Straight as an arrow. Timing exquisite, power behind the shot, execution absolutely brilliant. Nikki Prasad.
Yeah, Mithila Vinod, little fuller there, and just a small shimmy down the wicket. And Nikki Prasad hits that for a cycle pure Agarbatti maximum.
creating power, going down the pitch was the key for that particular shot. Once again walks down, but clever Mithila Vinod kept watching the feet of the batter and racked that ball down. Nikki certainly would be disappointed. With that 6 actually, Hubli Tigers got to their 150, 154. Currently they are on with 7 legal deliveries left in this innings. 170 is not far off. Always we keep talking, it's just a matter of 2 big hits. That big hits could be 2 sixes or 2 boundaries. Suddenly you see the score swell up to around about 170, 175. Last ball for Mithila Vinod. Short ball going for glory. Outside edge. Runs in whichever way they come. More than happy to take it. To finish the over with a boundary. It was silken. And Hubli Tigers move along to 158 for the loss of 5 wickets at the end of over number 19.
And not so silky smooth on that occasion, but they'll take that boundary any day. The keeper managed to get a glove onto that, but drops there and goes all the way for a Kalyani Motors boundary.
Though it did hit the rough patch and the rough edge, Silken would not be worried about it. Whether it's silken touch, brutal force, or the rough patch of the bat, boundaries are what that matter, and they would be more than happy to take it with both hands. 19 overs completed, 185, 158 for 5 Hubli. 170 is certainly looking close. 2 boundaries calling. That's what they would look at. Namita D'Souza has had a sort of 50-50 field day, especially in terms of catching and ground fielding. Will she make amends with that all-important last over coming up? And she's coming up with a last over from the Rahul Dravid end. 4 fielders inside the circle on the offside. 3 square of the wicket, 1 at extra cover. The lone fielder on the leg side is within the 30-yard circle, is the fielder right next to the umpire at short square leg. Can we see Nikki P outfox the bowler, walking across the stumps and trying to ramp one? She has other plans, decides to go over the top, thick outside edge, chase in vain. Absolutely, the umpires will certainly check for that. From the first visuals from the top, looks like a boundary. Will be more than happy to start this over in this way.
Yeah, valiant effort there, but has the ball crossed the ropes? Just having a look here. Fielder there, Ritu Gowda, tried her best to get that ball back in. I think that looks good. I think that's fine. I think she's safe.
You mean to say she saved the boundary or the fielder is safe? Both are safe. All is well. Chance to free the hands. Grabs it with both hands, the opportunity. She doesn't miss out on many of these. Over extra cover. We had the fielder at sweeper cover coming in, but she decides to go over cover. Boundary for Nikki Prasad.
Yeah, Namita D'Souza, a little shot here on the up and clearing that infield. Kalyani Motors boundary there for Nikki Prasad. Nikki Prasad will be wondering whether can they get to 175 now. 4 deliveries to go. They're at 164. They need 10-11 runs from here.
Why not? It's going to be maximized time now. Another pull shot. It's in the gap, but timing not great on that. More than happy to pick up 2 and get back on strike. In fact, if you see the previous shot which she did hit over extra cover, the true bounce and carry on this pitch. Pace on the ball, the batters have the liberty to play their shots. So the word that I used was application during the pitch report made in the afternoon. I think a testimony to that is the way Nikki Prasad has applied herself here, used the feet against spinners and used the pace of the faster bowlers to score a boundaries.
Yeah, flicks that one in the gap again. Will that go for boundary? Yes, it does. That's another Kalyani Motors boundary. Just threading that needle there through the gap. Beautifully timed shot there from Nikki Prasad. Very, very key for her to finish the last 2 deliveries. Can they get to 180 from here?
Second boundary in this over. Just a shimmy down and a mini helicopter. The non-striker Silken with 7 on a jersey would be pretty proud of this shot. Picking it up from the leg stump. Just missed the Yorker by inches. But the timing and the wrist work excellent on this occasion. Racing away when the ball got to those practice pitches. 2 pressure balls for Namita D'Souza. Already 11 from this over. Can they make it 20 and finish off at 180? Straight down the ground. But timing, a big letdown. And smart cricket, but sacrificing a wicket was the need of the hour. One completed, a direct hit on the second one. Silkin certainly played a great part in the second run. Walks off with a little cameo, 13 of 7. Hubli Tigers losing the 6th wicket, but nevertheless, job done for Hubli.
Yeah. Going for that second run there. Very, very good throw. Direct hit from the fielder there at long on. And they get the breakthrough. But the good part here for the Hubli Tigers is that Nikki Prasad is still on strike. They're still at 171 for 5. Can they get to 175? Will she get that boundary on that last delivery there?
Gut says I'm going for 174, 175 rather, and 176 to win. The projection came up when they were batting in the second over, I think 1.2. When they got off to a rollicking start in the power play, it said 176 as the projected score. That was in mind when Nikki walked out. Of course, Shreya has just walked out to just partner her standing at the non-strikers end. Again, 3 square in the circle, 1 extra cover. I'm seeing something being pulled off on the offside through the inner ring. High in the air, finishing the innings with a flourish. Straight as an arrow, getting the elevation and timing right. You said 4, no, sorry, take it with the 6. 177 for 6 is what they finished. 80 not out of 47. Carrying forward the momentum into the first half is Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, Namita D'Souza there, keeping it very full and in the arc for Nikki Prasad. Launches that for a cycle pure Agarbatti maximum. Finishes the innings at 177 for 6. And the Hubli Tigers will be sitting very pretty at this moment.
That is a terrific score, and we've been talking about power scores, application of batters on this pitch. A classic example today as that has been Nikki Prasad. She just didn't throw it away after she got to her 50. 18 not out. Worth its weight in gold. The way she handled spinners, the way she's played the faster bowlers. It's an outstanding display of batting. I wouldn't be failing in my words if I say out of the 4 games, this is the 4th game, and this has been the best high-quality knock we've seen. The batting card for Hubli Tigers, Pratyusha got out early for 7. Vrinda Dinesh, a little cameo, 30 of 21. Nikki Prasad, not out, 80 of 47. That was the innings which held the team together. Diksha with a cameo, 21 to Divya. Monika Patel got out quickly, but 13 of 7 in the end. The innings finishing at 177 for 6. This is the way the innings folded up, length ball, and this is the highlights of the innings so far. Some fabulous shots down the ground, over the top. Value for shots on this pitch. This was a peach of a delivery to get Pratyusha out. Then came the partnership for the second wicket. We saw shots all over the park. Boundaries hit through the line, skewed through the small gaps, short balls being punished, spinners, faster bowlers, nobody was spared at this point in time. It was an innings at that point in time for Nikki P. It was Nikki P who carried the innings. The burden on her shoulder ensured she had to stay till the end. She stayed till the end to ensure they reached the magical figure of 177. Hubli Tigers deciding to bat first will be more than happy to have posted this big total. So far, this is game number 4, day 2 of the Maharani Trophy. The highest first inning score that's been posted. Teams batting second have struggled to chase down 150. So what is in store will be the most important thing.
Oh, definitely no doubt about that. There's been some good ground fielding though from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Divya Gnanananda gave that boost to Vrinda Dinesh in the middle, but like Srinath, you were mentioning, Nikki P all the way. Highest. This was the shot of the evening for me. The way she just showed that full face of the blade. High elbow, beautiful drive.
A classic exhibition of using her feet against the spinners, using the depth of the crease to play the short balls. And when pace came on, shots off the back foot and over extra cover, she peppered the field all round. It was an outstanding exhibition of batting. And mind you, we've just seen a teaser we can expect more high-quality innings from batters as we move on in this tournament.
And definitely, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters will be coming out all guns blazing. They will not bog down at all, because if the defending champions are able to put up 177, 178, we will go ahead and chase that one is what they'll be backing themselves for. A wonderful throw that came in from Inchara from the deep for running the batter out, and that finish just made sure that the icing on the cake was nicely spread across to make sure the defending champions reached the highest total as of now in the Maharani Trophy 2026. We'll come back soon with the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters' chase, as they will need 178 runs to win this big one. Stay tuned.
Maharani Trophy Maharani Trophy. ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ Maharani Trophy. ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ
Maharani Trophy.
మనసల్లు క్రికెట్ నమ్మ కనసల్లు మహారాణి ట్రోఫీ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಲೋಕ ದಂಗಾಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಗೋಣ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿ ಟ್ರೋಫಿ
Maharani Trophy.
We're about to begin the second innings in a short while from now, and it is a big task on the hands of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters as Hubli Tigers have put up 177. Nobody as of now, or rather I should say until now, has put up such a massive total on the board. And even with Kanika Karthik bowling 4 overs, 20 runs and 2 wickets, she's been the economical, and even Ananya Hegde being economical. I guess somewhere Namita D'Souza bowling that last over, somewhere there they got that momentum through, and especially against Nikki Prasad they did not find good answers as Hubli Tigers have put up 177, 178 for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, and it's not going to be easy. I am Navin Shaurya, alongside with me is Param Shah. I think Pratyusha and co need to get it right from the word go.
Yeah, good evening, Naveen. Good evening to all our viewers. Absolutely smoked that first innings, Nikki Prasad. got them to a total of 177. The Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters have a big task ahead of them. And even at the toss, Vrinda Dinesh mentioned that anything between 150, 160 would be a good total, but managed to get to 177, which is above the past score that they had imagined.
Yeah, totally. Way above the past score. As Rachita Hatwar, wicketkeeper batter, inflicted a stumping today. That was a brilliant take behind the stumps. And she's got a handful of a job to get against Monica Patel. Now that's not going to be easy because Hubli Tigers' spearhead is all pumped up, all ready. Yesterday I still will not forget that ball that nicked back in so beautifully for Subha Satish's wicket, and that almost sealed the match for the Hubli Tigers, because just imagine Subha Satish being in the middle and Sirisha just playing that blinder of a knock. They just fell short by 17 runs, and that is something that they will be also keeping in their mind when they meet Hubli Tigers next, because remember, every team plays each other twice. First ball. Good start.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing that in swing coming into the right-hander. Monica Patel, very impressed with her yesterday. She got that wicket of Shubha Satish and kept it very, very economical with her spell yesterday. And I'm sure she'll be looking to do the same thing today. They have a total to defend, but they'll be very, very happy that Hubli Tigers camp.
Big happiness for sure, because Nikki Prasad putting out the personal best in the Maharani Trophy by a batter. That one once again comes back in really sharp. Not on the bouncy lines, but Monica Patel, yeah, she enjoyed that one.
Absolutely. As I said earlier, love seeing that in swing coming into the right-hander. And what surprises me is that even though the ball is moving so much, there's still no slip in place. And would be very, very interesting to see how she goes about her spell here.
I think the only reason why there is no slip is probably because she's trying to bring the ball back in. But a good drive. Nice half stop. Monica Patel herself stretching her left leg completely to have a hurdle or a road hump to that ball and not allowing that to travel back.
I can see ball was slightly fuller here. And good drive there from the batter, but Monica Patel needs to be slightly careful. Can cause an injury to herself.
Yeah. And she was also immediately in shock, saying the non-striker at the other end was out of her crease as well. Inchara goes over, covers, one bounce, boundary. And off the mark in style. And this is what they need more and more, is the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, Monica Patel slightly fuller here on this occasion, and Inchara quick onto that, clearing the infield, over covers for the first Kalyani Motors boundary of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters innings.
And also she played that in front of square. And there we go. She did not hesitate in showing that full phase of the blade. Good timing. And you were mentioning it right in terms of having that slip and probably try and confuse the batter, try and keep her guessing whether the ball will go out or in. Just bring that short third fielder into that slip area. You know, that'll create that doubt.
I like seeing this. I like seeing the captain walk up to Monica Patel, Vrinda Dinesh there. I love seeing that communication between captain and bowler. And very, very crucial here, not to give away too many runs, try and contain the Bengaluru Blasters in the power play.
Inchara wanted to go big again. No timing. Just 5 of the first over. And Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters will be wanting more and more. Positive start though against Monica Patel. And speaking of that slip cordon that you were talking, interesting to see what happened to Monica Patel yesterday, because she was bowling from the Anil Kumble end, and that was definitely a different wicket, different pitch that we played on. And today she started off from the Rahul Dravid end, in terms of attacking the right-hander. Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Vrinda Dinesh has the ability to bring the ball back in and take it away from the right-hander. We saw that yesterday. And today she was just bringing it into the right-hander. Vrinda Dinesh now bowling her first over.
too full. And they will come back for the second round. Good running. Very good running between the wickets.
Intelligent cricket here from Inchara. She saw that there was an opportunity there to take the second run. Sneaking a run, I should say. And smart cricket here. Smart cricket here from Inchara.
And all the more important here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters to have a tap on that required run rate, because it's not a low total by any sense. It's way above par. 150, 160 is par. And that is powerfully struck over the top. It goes all the way for 6. That is more like it from Inchara. And she's taken the attack to the skipper of the opposition.
Yes, this is exactly what they need to be doing in the power play. Slightly fuller here from Vrinda Dinesh. And Inchara getting under the ball. Beautifully times that to perfection. And clears the fielder there. Sees the ball sailing over the wicket for a cycle pure Agarbatti maximum.
That was straight down the leg side, and even that will find the boundary ropes at fine leg. Wrong line from Vrinda Dinesh. Trying to overcompensate. What she bowled full and off. This time full and on the leg stump.
Yeah, swept away. And ball goes very fine. The fielder there at short fine is slightly squarish. Maybe needs to come a little more finer. Vrinda Dinesh needs to reassess here. She's been hit for a couple of boundaries now.
And now Monica Patel comes a little finer at that fine leg region. She has to hurry. Oh, doesn't have the collection cleanly. Pressurizing the fielder and the batters, especially Inchara, was running to the danger end. She stroked it herself.
Yeah, Nikki Prasad, the fielder there on that occasion. You know, when the batter called for that single, immediately puts the pressure on the fielder there.
Good drive. Nikki P tried her best. They will come back for the second run. So what is happening here is they're having a controlled aggression. That's more important. 2 overs gone, 20 for no loss.
Yeah, I like seeing that. I like seeing the batters not just go for those big shots, but at the same time take those singles, keep rotating the strike, keep the scoreboard ticking. Monica Patel coming back for her second. Be very crucial for her here now to contain and not give away too many runs in this power play.
And for Rachita, they've got deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. She bowls with good heart and good pace as well as Monica Patel, because the experience that she brings along, that is something that you cannot compare with anything.
Absolutely. She's represented India A. Made her debut against South Africa not too many years ago, but very, very experienced campaigner. Been around in the senior circuits for quite some time now.
That's found the gap towards deep point. Boundary. Sweet shot. And the sound that the bat made was even more sweeter from Inchara. She'll get to her third boundary.
Yeah, slight width on offer from Monica Patel, and Inchara's not going to miss out on those opportunities. Beautifully timed that, and goes for a Kalyani Motors boundary there.
A slight width on offer and not too full. That's exactly what aided in that shot. And I am trying to actually assess why is Monica Patel starting from the Rahul Dravid end. Because in our Chinnaswamy Stadium, the breeze is generally not a big factor. But if you look at the side screen there, if we can have the visuals, that'd be really interesting from our lensman. Just right across, right behind Monica Patel while she's walking. We'll try to get that on the frame. The breeze is blowing from the right to left of our screen if you're watching this on your electronic devices. And that is why she's starting from that Rahul Dravid end, trying to bring the ball back into the right-hander. Something like that. Exactly like that, and that's exactly why I was talking about the breeze factor, but not too much at Chinnaswamy Stadium. But if you can just look at that at the side screen right behind Monica.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Naveen. Ball helping her. Coming into the right-hander. 2 right-handers on strike. And now, change of strategy here from Monica. She's going around the wicket. No, she changed her mind again, coming back over the wicket to the right-hander. Rachita, the new batter. Rather, she's only faced one delivery.
Yeah, on the frame you can see Monica's jersey flutter. That's the strong wind that's blowing across. And that's why she's been able to get the ball back into the right-hander very nicely. And that's why she's also bowling full. And remember when that ball went to that boundary, it was not as full as it was. And look at Vrinda Dinesh's jersey also flutter as she walks past. It's exactly blowing from the right to left of our electronic devices as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a big factor here. But the other thing that we need to mention is that is there dew out there playing under lights? Is that a factor now?
Oh, good adjustment. We'll talk about the dew and the aggression from Monica Patel to Rachita. 3 overs gone, 25 for no loss. I spoke of the dew. This is a nice frame for us to just have a little talk on that one, because I did not see any ropes. I did not see any dew dryers come out in the mid-innings break. Probably Narsimurthy, the groundsman, would be wary of that one. I probably don't see that happening. 8:28 in the night here, local time.
See a change in bowling. Priya Chavan coming in from the Anil Kumble end. Vrinda Dinesh was a little expensive in her previous over. Be interesting to see that they've come with the strategy of bringing on a quick bowler. Be very, very interesting to see how she goes about her spell now.
And against Inchara, it's not going to be easy for Priya Chavan, because she's got a deep square leg and deep covers only. So the length needs to be really crucial for her. She can't be too full. And she can't also provide that width as well outside the off stump, because there's nobody after point. So it's very interesting that she needs to be really tight on that line and that length. Very crucial when you're bowling in that power play. Like I mentioned, that's found the gap behind point. Boundary. This is exactly why I said that length is so crucial. A touch shorter, that was enough for Inchara to get to her 4th boundary.
Yeah, shot there, shuffles away, makes room and clears, threads the needle rather between that backward point and third man region for a Kalyani Motors boundary.
I think probably, we are in Bengaluru, probably try to say, found the gap between the traffic. And now that gap has been clubbed, the deep covers fielders has gone to deep backward of point. There, exactly, she comes into play at deep backward of point.
Similar delivery here from Priya Chavan, but she has protection in the deep now. As you were mentioning, the traffic, which is threading the needle through that traffic. Bit of a difficulty, or rather impossible to do in Bengaluru.
Totally, even if you're riding on a needle. That's the beauty of our city. Probably take pride in living in this wonderful city as well. But the team that has got the city's name right here, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, and they need to drive a bulldozer right at peak hour traffic, because 178 is not going to be easy. And right away from the word go, they will be needing almost 9-10 runs and over. And somewhere Pratyusha Chaluru will be thinking she should be coming in at number 3. Good drive. Straight to Monica at mid-on, because she can't be waiting at number 4 or number 5 today. Pratyusha Chaluru, she was the player of the match yesterday, yes, and she'll be definitely thinking to come up the order like not yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. She'd look to promote herself, come up the order, try and get as many runs as she can, take the team across the winning line there. I like this. I like this from Priya Chavan. She's kept it tight the last 2 deliveries. Still a little short, but not giving away too much room for the batter. Not able to maneuver around and score anything off her body.
Also alongside with Pratyusha coming in, you will also be wanting big contributions that's coming in also from, say, Chandasi, Ananya, everybody. That is where you can probably go ahead and get that 178. Decent over from Priya Chavan. 4 overs gone, 31 for no loss. How well is the pressure handling techniques will be put to test today, because we've seen great spell of some tight bowling that definitely came along very nicely from Ananya Hegde when she was with the ball, and also you get that confidence of her coming in. But for me, Chandasi yesterday missed out. She did start well, but couldn't convert that big start. So it's very important how you support Pratyusha all along. They'll need to play around her.
Yeah, absolutely. And change in bowling. Rameshwari Gaikwad coming in from the Rahul Dravid end. Yeah, absolutely. It's very important, very crucial for Rachita and Inchara to set a partnership here.
And also take chances like this. Wonderful placement. Boundary again. Rachita gets her first. Wrong start from Rameshwari, drifting down. But more than anything, that boundary was earned due to good placement.
Yeah, she was slightly offline there, going down, and quick onto that. Beautifully timed that and placed even better in that fine leg region. You were mentioning earlier about how important this partnership would be. We saw in the previous game that there was no wicket lost when Mysuru Warriors were batting in the power play. This is something that even the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters would have to try and emulate here.
They should also try and emulate something what Nikki P also did. One top batter, hold up at one end, and then launch the missile when the engines are really hot.
Yeah, sensible batting there from Nikki Prasad. Beautiful display this evening. Although she went for the big shots, she didn't get carried away. She kept on rotating the strike, kept the scoreboard ticking, and that shows her experience, shows her ability out there.
Also, she picked the right bowlers. She did not go against the bowlers who were very economical, for that matter. She did not try and play some wrong shots. Down the wicket. That's in the gap. Will fall short of the fielder at deep mid-wicket. And more importantly, what I was trying to talk about is when Nikki P batted, she definitely did not go out there and bat a wrong shot against Karnika Karthik. And this was at the toe end of the blade.
Yeah, she didn't time it there. Yeah, Nikki Prasad looked outstanding today, didn't she? She respected the bowlers where she needed to, but at the same time, she took charge. And there she is, Nikki Prasad.
Will not pierce that gap. Decent start here from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. 5 overs gone. 36 for no loss.
First 5 overs done and change in the com box. Srinath and welcome back Vikram. Looks like we're meeting after ages.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's always good to share views with other colleagues. I've really been enjoying it. Srinath, I think tonight is set up to be Inchara's day. If the way she played the last ball is any indication, it shows you how strong she's on the back foot. If she's going to launch using her feet, which is what you like, I'm just wondering she's going to watch how the wicket is playing. To me, it's playing a little bit slow. Am I right about that or am I wrong?
Respect your views and your observations. And I'm a firm believer cricket is a game when there's no pace on. It's up to the batters to create that pace, and we did see a masterclass, an exhibition of batting from Nikki Prasad. That's something that is really worthy to mention. Very early days and a big chase. 178 is the target that was set by Hubli Tigers, deciding to bat first. Knowing very well if there was any dew around, they were ready for it. And the challenge is on. And they're right on track with the start, the Bengaluru Blasters.
You talked about matchups and how you like them, how they're a part of the game. Actually, I don't know how you see this, but matchup is happening virtually every wicket and every goal that comes on. Saina Kapoor, for example, bowls a lot to Inchara. They practice at the same place, and that will be happening down the order as well.
Down the ground, over the top. Couple of bounces. Dive in vain and despair. Kalyani Motors boundary would welcome that with both arms. Couple of balls left in the power play. More of these in the balls to come would do a lot of good to Kalyani Blasters.
Yeah, it's an excellent shot there. Knowing what she can do, using her feet as I thought she would. And she knew she couldn't generate too much power. She didn't overhit it, just about managed to get over the fielder's head.
Has to re-bowl that one. As any number of times you get to practice against each other in the nets, you're well aware of their strengths and weaknesses. But when you come out in the middle in the real game time in a match situation, the tides are totally different. Your simulation, your practice ends with your net session. This time around, cuts well. Picks the gap between point and extra cover. Back-to-back boundaries. Pressure back on Saina Kapoor.
Yes, that's an excellent boundary. Kalyani Motors boundary, as you see. The ball, short ball, and the batter rocking back for Kalyani Motors boundary.
Excellent use of the crease. We talk about using the crease, just not for bowlers, for the batters. The depth of the crease, she just almost stepped onto the stumps. That helped her into shortening the length of the ball that much more. Beaten finishes with the dot ball. Power play comes to an end. 6 overs done, 47 without loss. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. On track so far, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. What the doctor ordered, they're just following that prescription. A pretty good crowd for the game that is happening in the evening. Typically what we did watch during the Maharani Trophy also. Whenever Bengaluru Blasters turned out, their supporters were in large numbers. The same with Mysuru Warriors when they played in Mysore. So that's been a trend. The home boys, home girls, the fan following has been on. Power play done, field restrictions are off. Rameshwari Gaikwad to continue. Second over from the Rahul Dravid end. Tidy off spinners. And now is the important phase. How do they take it from here on?
Well, looking at the sheer depth on their batting, I think they should go a little big and up the rate right now. You do call it the consolidation phase, but they bat very deep. Lavanya, Mithila, Chandasi, Karnika, all of them can bat.
Basically, yes, on paper, we see a strong batting lineup and the foundation has been laid. The current run rate is at 7.58. The required run rate is just shot up to 9.5. Till they keep it under 10, it's definitely reachable. As the ball gets a little bit older, the pitch gets a bit slower, it's going to get tough for the batters to come in. That's what we see on offer right away. When they step out, take the momentum forward, the bat swing, everything is in place. But trying to hit from the crease, definitely the momentum and the power generation is just 50% of what they can do when they step out. Against the run of play, we spoke about the partnership, the foundation being laid. Inchara goes for glory. Inside edge, just getting back onto the stumps. Certainly the disappointment on the face of Inchara, but the Hubli Tiger fans are roaring and the flags are flying high.
Here you see this ball just trying to work other areas of the ground. Unfortunately, it rolls onto a body and onto the stumps. I thought this would be happening. There is not a lot of pace to play when you step down the pitch also and try and clear sixes. Some batters do it. So I would have thought this batter, Inchara, would have tried to use other sides of the field. Not successful this time. Tonight's not to be a big night, and Rameshwari celebrates.
Certainly the pressure of dot balls forcing that wicket, and Inchara has to get back to the hut. And that brings in Lavanya, whom you were mentioning about having the capability to step up and play a big knock in a big game under pressure. The target is not a small one. The damage is being done. It's about keeping your nerves, and the communication has been excellent from Vrinda Dinesh, the captain. Time and again she's been seen talking to the bowlers, getting the fields right. Till they're in the right position, she's just not ready to move.
Well, this batter, Lavanya Chalana, if an earpiece out here there to her, I would be telling her to watch and play, because she loves to go big. She's going to give herself an over or two, but she loves to go big, and this time the ball may not just come on. So she's going to have to be careful with all those boundary riders. I hope she's observing them carefully and storing that at the back of her mind.
I think she can afford to take a couple of balls as sighters, as you say. She can use a long levers. And certainly it's early days, and you need a couple of balls to just get a hang of how the pitch is behaving.
A lot of these girls, again, recognize the strengths of others, and they do know Lavanya's game and Rachita's game. They've played a lot with her. Rachita's been the captain last year for the 50 over championship under 19.
Last ball coming up. Shot. Timing is good. Excellent fielding at mid-off. Not conceding any runs there. Finishes off with a dot ball and a wicket in her over. Rameshwari Gaikwad has a successful over. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters at the end of 7 are 49 for the loss of 1 wicket.
As you see this power play, what the shots were executed there, the batters taking their chances sometimes, but safe chances. There are some balls you do sweep, finding those gaps, chiseling the ball away into those areas. That were favourite areas, just backward of point. They're also backward of square. Batters stepping out at regular intervals, delivering what they can, watching the pace of the pitch. All in all, a fairly productive power play, but you've got to play outside the power play as well.
Priya Chauhan operating from the Anil Kumble Diamond Box end, which we've been talking whole day. There could be some assistance with the tinge of grass and the hardness more when the bowling happens from this end. And she's had a good start by just conceding 6 runs in her first over. Extremely important phase for both the sides. The happier team would be Hubli Tigers. They can reel off a few more dot balls. This time around, no second invitation. Length ball, mid-off inside. Timing good, clears the infield. Welcome boundary. Kalyani Motors 4 from the bat of Rachita.
There you see the Bengaluru Blasters fans. Yeah, Rachita showing what she can do. She just finds that little bit of elevation, not overhitting that ball again. She seemed to be showing this kind of form when she played for the Mysore Warriors last year. She suddenly came into her own. She stepped up the pace of her game, and that's what probably elevated her into a permanent position in the under-19s for Karnataka.
The key in that particular shot was holding a shape. Time and again we talk about shape. Batters, when they go for glory and try to generate that much of power within the crease, that's where they lose shape of the body and the timing goes away. But she was clever enough just to time the ball. All the more important was she just had to clear the infield at mid-off. And timing was spot on. That was what was the key behind the success of that shot. Oh, comes back a big way. Maybe hitting one of those cracks in that patch where we can see a fair bit of grass. A good comeback by Priya Chauhan after that boundary. 2 dot balls as a follow-up.
Yeah, she'll be trying to hit the right edge as you see this one. She just held that ball back a little bit, I thought. And just came back into the batter. Rachita caught a little off guard.
In fact, that was exaggerated movement back into the batter. Started off somewhere just around off stump, and the batter literally had exposed all the 3 stumps and hit it outside the leg stump. The follow-up ball once again right in the channel, what we call as the corridor of uncertainty. Any which format of the game, that's one area where the batters really find it difficult to find the rhythm going. Can she finish off on a high? Priya Chauhan, last ball of this over. Full toss down the leg, a free hit. Would be disappointed Rachita on missing out on that, but an excellent effort in the field at short fine leg. Over number 8 comes to an end. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 54 for the loss of 1 wicket. Batting card so far. Inchara dismissed for 30 of 22. Looked good. Rachita batting on 23. And Lavanya yet to open her account. Still a lot of batting to come. Ananya Hegde and capable batters. But this partnership is going to be very important. Rameshwari Gaikwad in for a 3rd over. She's looked really good. Once again slowing it up. Good effort. The ball was dying on her. Nikki Prasad diving in front. Not easy these catches. But Rameshwari Gaikwad as a bowler would really feel undone. Should have gone in her favour and the column should have had to, is what she's thinking.
Yes, take a look at this. Just falling short of the fielder there in that wide cow corner.
Timing and execution to perfection. A small gap to be picked, and she has done it with subtle dress. A boundary for Rachita. She is looking in fine form and subtle touch now.
An excellent Kalyani Motors boundary. Look at that. Going deep in the crease, as you mentioned. Yes, that gives you enough time to chisel that field. But yes, talking about partnerships which you so like, Srinath, I think really here, Lavanya at the moment should try to farm the strike to Rachita. Yes, she'll come into her own a little later. That's how you build a partnership. You can't keep going at both ends.
Down the ground this time, leading edge, and can you believe this? The fielder herself is in disbelief. Unbelievable. What are we seeing here? Is it the lights? Monica Patel, Indian cricketer with international experience. 2 catches going down in 1 over. Certainly, if I am in the bowler's shoes, not on.
Yeah, that seemed to be fairly simple. Sometimes the easier it is, and of course, as they say, the longer it is in the air, the more air time, hang time it gets harder to catch it. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but that is how it is.
What is it that went wrong there? I mean, unbelievable. We've been talking about high fielding standards and catching, but some simple ones have gone down. Smart cricket knocking it around. The need of that is what we are talking about, partnerships. It's more about complementing each other rather than trying to compete with each other. That's the key and that's the crux. The underlined word is partnerships is all about complementing each other's game.
Correct. So when you talk about the anchors, not that you can't match your partner. Now is not the time. Just hand it over to them.
Was it another cotton bowl? Creating a lot of opportunities is Rameshwari Gaikwad. the element of doubt is creeping in the mind of batters. Do they need to go hard, or do they need to just farm the strike around and keep abreast the net run rate and not ensure that they go far too ahead of the game or lag back? We can just see a small drizzle across the ground. Are they worried about the VJD in mind? End of over number 9. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters are 63 for the loss of 1 wicket. Nine overs have been bowled, and we can see the brilliant lighting, the LED lights from Havels, the newly installed ones at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Bright, but the bowling card is not looking as bright as the lights are. 1 over for 15, Vrinda Dinesh. The lone wicket taker has been Rameshwari Gaikwad. Unlucky, I would say. Should have had a couple more. Slight drizzle looks like a passing shot just getting across the ground. In case the VJD comes into picture, 9 overs completed. 1 wicket has fallen. The par score is 69. Plus 170 is where they should have been. But they're behind by 7 at present, but not threatening. Spoke about the captain getting back into the attack, starting off round the stumps. The idea behind is just try to cram the batter and ask her to take a chance, going from outside off into the leg side where she's got 3 boundary riders. Cut with Witton off, cut really well. On top of the ball, timing exquisite, wrist work to 4. And Rachita is looking in ominous form.
Yeah, it's a wonderful cut there. Just as he goes past the fielder for a Kalyani Motors boundary. Motoring along seem to be right now, but yes, there's a bit of a challenge in challenging the weather conditions. I'm sure Samarth would like to know what the weatherman has forecast for the next few overs.
With a huge target of 178 in front of you, you've just lost 1 wicket and we are just getting close to the halfway mark. What are the things that go in your mind? You can't beat weather, but you just always need to have that VJD par score at the back of the mind. Definitely messages will be coming out, but currently I don't think the weather is looking to hold good, and they shouldn't be that much worried about what's happening with rain. Focus on what's going to happen coming up. Hit me ball. Lucky Vrinda got away with just a single on that. And yes, Lavanya, time for her to put up a hand, and a great opportunity in front of her to become, a hero today, or rather a heroine, if you could say, in terms of women cricket.
So now with the rain having just seemed to be stopped, do you think it's a good time to start to get ahead of the over rate?
Down the ground, 1 bounce. Better effort from the long on fielder, but nevertheless, there we see an animatic gesture from the captain. We've not seen this so far, but nevertheless a boundary from the blade of Rachita.
Here you see launching into a big one, not able to clear the boundary, but just to the left of the fielder. It could have been a better effort as per the captain's gestures.
Is Monika Patel still thinking about the drop chance at extra cover? Certainly, I think she just missed picking up this ball and she was lost. Down the leg, swept well, beating the short fine fielder. Finishes off over number 10 with a boundary. 2 fours in this over. An expensive one from Vrinda Dinesh. Halfway mark. 10 overs completed. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 77 for 1. And we can see the wristwatch of the umpire, and they say, let's go for a welcome drink. And after this, when we come back, there'll be a change in com box. We'll have the play predator, Naveen Shauri, along with him, the eloquent and the elegant Param Shah.
as K. Srinath walks for a big earned dinner. Impeccable and absolutely nailing every word that he speaks of in terms of whether it is in front of the stumps or in front of the mic. In front of the stumps, of course, when he is umpiring, and in front of the mic, he's been very, very good in terms of sharing his knowledge and energy all across. I'm Navin Shari. Alongside with me is Param Shah, and this is still not even the halfway mark, let me tell you that, in terms of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. They've had their chances, they've had their time in the middle, couple of drop chances. Rameshwari would be really disappointed. Couple of chances going down. Saina Kapoor is all gearing up from the Rahul Dravid end against Lavanya Chalana. Now what's gone completely in the mind of Lavanya also for me is a little shocking today. She's been stuck at 2 of 6 balls.
Yeah, I think after the loss of the wicket, she's come in with a bit of pressure. It is a big target. They're chasing 178. Shot on that occasion. Just nudge that for a single. But yeah, you were mentioning rightly that Lavanya is being a little careful, rather. And very, very crucial here for the Hubli Tigers to capitalize on that. Not, give away too many runs and get as many breakthroughs as they can as we've reached the halfway mark.
I think 11 runs and over with Pratyusha in the dugout waiting to come out and unleash. I don't see Lavanya Chalana needs to be anywhere near carefulness. She just needs to play her own game, play her natural game. Today, I mean, she's just got into that little quicksand of her own, and she's not been able to put it away. And also, what that happens is, what that makes her do is try and play a wrong shot at the wrong time.
Absolutely, she needs to follow what Rachita has been doing. She's been playing, dare I say, not hero, but Shiro.
And maybe star is a better word. Go out there and call them stars, hero, heroine, anybody. Just put that star performance out or trusted performance out. That's more better because we have Cycle Pure Agarbatti as our sponsor. There we go, plug in. Mr. Suresh should be really happy with that one. Tell him that I did so. Say that.
Yes, I'm sure he'll be very happy, especially this evening after the victory that the Mysuru Warriors secured. What a brilliant performance there. And at the end of the 11th over, Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 81 for 1.
Yeah, much needed victory for the Mysuru Warriors for sure in the afternoon, because they were almost close to a victory yesterday against the Hubli Tigers, but somehow could manage to go away with some negative points in that match. But today in the afternoon they did really play well, and not to mention the player of the match herself, Subha Satish, the skipper, took away all the accolades. Now Monica Patel. The ball's been following wherever she goes. Now she needs to answer in her spell, in her second spell. First one was great, 10 runs. She needs to really try and knock at least one of them out now to bring Pratyusha in.
Yeah, I like this change. Monica Patel coming in from the Anil Kumble end. That ball keeping a bit low in the previous delivery, but we saw a bit of rain come in earlier. Light drizzle, I should say. Maybe that's brought some change onto the outfield as well.
They'll have to hurry. Oh, Lavanya would have been really tight if there was a direct hit. Again, Lavanya was not ready for that quick single. Probably she's not 100% fit for me. Let's look at that effort once again from her. Nice throw, but imagine if there was a direct hit. She would have been really struggling. When I saw her warming up, She's got some heavy taping on her right shoulder. Probably somewhere that is what is hampering her shot making. Maybe because I've not seen Lavanya Chalana, get into that little slump of 8 deliveries, 4 runs.
A good line here from Monica Patel, following the batter and getting away with a single here. Lavanya, yes, she needs to get a move on. Definitely will need to score a couple of those big shots there. Take the pressure off her and the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
And also look at that fielding effort today with the Hubli Tigers not being very tidy in the field. That was Nikki P in the deep mid-wicket region, and then Monica Patel. This was the sitter. She just had the eyes on the ball, yes, but did not watch the ball when it was landing down. She kept her head up. The ball just slipped through her hands, and this one also maybe slipping through her hands down the leg side to the white ball.
There's still a bit of movement there, Naveen. Ball coming into the right-hander. Yes, wide on that occasion. But, yeah, Monica Patel a bit sloppy in the field out there. We've seen a couple of great examples of fielding earlier in the afternoon game. But a few drop chances here.
Yeah, we harp about and we feel so proud of the experience that our players bring in. A slow ball. Appeal was huge, but nothing from the umpire. Probably pitching outside leg. Doesn't even react to Monica Patel, the umpire. That's the best way of saying it. And now he nods his head when Monica asked, was it pitching outside leg? Yes, it was. The umpire says that. Let's watch this. Clearly down. Clearly down. You can see all 3 stumps. I was just talking about the experience these players bring along, especially Monica Patel. And with experience comes great responsibility. Take Peter Parker's line out of the Spider-Man book. But yeah, and all the other players around look up to you. Bold! Well, that's a celebration for Monica Patel, blowing the kiss to the dugout. She did that yesterday when she got Shubha Satish's wicket, and now she's got the big one of Rachita. Forget her dropping the catch. She's made men's with the ball. Very well played, Rachita, but half job done.
Yeah, a bit of a loose shot there from Rachita. Shimmying down the wicket, ball coming into the right-hander. And as you can see there, blows a kiss to the dugout. Another one bites the dust. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters 84 for 2.
Again, she should have been really careful because Monica Patel is trying to bring the ball back into you. And a safe shot to play is probably from the crease, not dancing down the wicket. When you dance down the wicket, your head is not straight. And when the ball is coming back into you, you tend to miss the ball. Say 8 out of 10 times, you will be missing the ball when it is coming back into your body. She should have just gauged that one. But we were talking of Pratyusha coming up the order. Yeah, compared to yesterday, she is in at number 4 today. Much needed 94 runs still for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, she's got a big task ahead of her, Pratyusha. And Lavanya as well. Lavanya, the new batter. She's only played 9 deliveries. This is the way Rachita went on with her innings, 47 of 40. She's playing very well. She looked very good, playing those clean strokes and clearing those boundaries.
And also what might have cost her to shimmy down the wicket like that is probably Lavanya Chalana being stuck at one end. The scoreboard was not moving. See, all these shots look really great. And then this happened. See, when you're down the wicket, you generally tend to miss the ball if it's into your body. If it's away from your body, you're in the best place to stroke the ball away. I'm not blaming Lavanya here, but might be that scoreboard pressure for Rachita to play that rash shot. Pratyusha, first ball, and she's been dismissed. Amazing. Vrinda Dinesh, take a bow. And she's got, I think, the match in her hands. Pratyusha Chaluru, the skipper and the costly player of the Maharani Trophy 2026, out first ball. Hubli Tigers are up in arms, and that stand is full of orange and black.
What an absolutely spectacular catch there. Monica Patel bowling it a little fuller. She didn't time that. And what a beautiful catch that by Vrinda Dinesh, the skipper of the Hubli Tigers.
Inside half of the blade, not of the middle of the bat, bottom hand turning for Pratyusha. And there you go, no power from the bottom hand at all, but full power from Vrinda Dinesh on that catch and roll over. Big blow here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. You can see some long faces in the dugout. Well, this is completely swinging now towards the Hubli Tigers' way. That pendulum and the goalpost is completely shifted. 94 runs of 48 deliveries, and you've lost your big captain, big run getter. He's back in the dugout. First ball. Now Lavanya, what she's got. Saina Kapoor. Fabulous.
The other thing that we must talk about in that catch there from Vrinda Dinesh is that she was running to her right. Not easy to judge while you're still in motion. Beautiful catch there, well judged. And now the pressure back onto the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, in motion. That was a valid point that you made. And what she also did really well, teenagers watching, of course, this one, she kept the body low to the ground, and even when she was receiving the catch, she had her eyes on the ball, and when she rolled over, she made sure that the ball did not pop out of her hands. Good body balance, good control in that catch. Slapped away, but welcome run for Nandini.
We were just talking about the fielding and the display of misfield there from the fielder at mid-off. Yeah, the fielding has been absolutely outstanding so far in the Maharani Trophy 2026 edition.
I think apart from the Hubli Tigers, who missed a lot of chances here, yes, it's been on high standards from the Mysuru Warriors and also from the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters in this match. But Hubli Tigers, they'll have to go back and have that little rethinking on their catching. Lavanya now goes big, goes towards deep mid wicket and clears the fielder. First strong shot, first risky shot, and it's the first six for Lavanya Chalana. Big cycle pure Agapati, 6 for her.
Yeah, it was in the arc for Lavanya. Saina Kapoor just bowling it a little fuller, and she gets onto that beautifully, times it to perfection over the head of Nikki Prasad, and maximum there.
She took on the challenge as Nikki even was on the edge of the boundary rope. Makes room, puts that one in the gap as well. She should come back for the second, is it? No, good stop in the deep and also ties the batter down to 1. 13 gone. Very successful over again from Saina. 93 for 3. What is the thought process now in the dugout of the Bengaluru Blasters? I mean, do they have a plan B for the first ball dismissal for Pratyusha?
Yeah, the required run rate has now come up to 12.1. Very, very big ask here from the Hubli Tigers to the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. They've been keeping it absolutely tight, not giving away too much. Yes, a couple of looseners here and there, but apart from that, Vrinda Dinesh has made sure that they're not going away with it easy.
Totally not. That's why that scorecard looks so dim as of now. Only the top order doing good. And then that middle order, Lavanya Chalana now needs to stay there and score runs. Added responsibility because Ananya Hegde, Chandasi to follow next. Priya Chavan. They'll be happy. They'll be happy with this Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. But like I said, is there a plan B? And the plan B, we can see it on our screens. Lavanya Chalana. Yeah. that's the plan B for now. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters will be hoping that they get a lot from Lavanya's bat.
Yeah, she's going to be key here. Very, very important player for the Bengaluru Blasters.
That's in the gap. That is more like the Lavanya that we know of. Boundary for her again. And immediately she has understood her role and responsibility right in time.
Yeah, full here from Priya Chavan. And just clears that leg. Plays that beautifully over the infield. And there's no one there. In the deep. Another Kalyani Motors boundary for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Again, that little error from Priya, pushing it full. Now, has she got that momentum in her control? Lavanya Chalana, we've spoken of her little injury. She was heavily taped on her right shoulder. She was in complete blocks just before the previous over. But that one big six and that boundary. Is this a big turnaround that she needed? Now she's stroking the ball well, right off the middle of the bat. Trying to feel comfortable out there is more important.
Absolutely. Going to be very important for Nandini as well. Keep rotating that strike. Try and give as many deliveries for Lavanya to face. But at the same time, not making sure that she doesn't try anything risky, not giving away her wicket.
Yeah, 100 up with that single as well. Clearly going down the leg side. Priya just appealed to pressurize the batters, not to take that single, I reckon. That's all. Vrinda Dinesh, but what a catch. Really. Just going and tapping the shoulder of her bowler. And that catch was just sensation to watch. And this was clearly going down the leg side. First ball, Nandini probably will not mind too much. And she was facing Priya Chavan.
Yep. Batter not ready there. Bowler will always hate that when she runs down and is asked to be sent back. Priya Chavan not too happy with that. Will have to reball that delivery.
And they've got that deep square leg and deep covers and only long on. And what Vrinda is also clearly asking Nandini and both Lavanya is to play something with their unnatural stance, and that's why the bowlers are probably bowling into the body. Now when you have that natural arc of coming in, there we go, deep mid wicket and long on, you're forced to play on the covers region, and there is that huge circle of protection.
Yeah, Divya standing there at covers. Absolutely brilliant job there so far. Priya Chavan keeping it tight, keeping it very, very simple, not giving away any width on offer. And Divya very sharp there.
She was also asking Lavanya to walk back. That's a good shot, but can't beat mid-off. Vrinda comes across in a flash. Tight over from Priya Chavan. 14 gone, 101 for 3. It's getting tougher and tougher here for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Yeah, the run rate has now gone up to 12.8. Looks like they're going to be climbing Mount Everest here from now. Very, very tough. And a loss of a couple of wickets. They're in deep, deep trouble.
I think, like I said, the big one was Pratyusha Chaluru. Skipper going first ball. That is something that Hubli Tigers, the defending champions, will feel. Okay, we will probably the first one to put up 4 points on the points table. That's what they'll be thinking.
That was a bit of a nothing shot there from Pratyusha. Didn't really get under it. And brilliant, brilliant catch there from Vrinda Dinesh, the skipper of the Hubli Tigers.
Saina will continue her last over. Nicely slogged away, but there is protection in the deep. And only one. Look at that for a return as well. fabulous.
Fielding has been absolutely exceptional, barring those couple of drop chances. But this is an exceptional display of fielding.
Down the wicket. Oh, take that as another drop chance. Lavanya Chalana. Can she make amends by utilizing this luck and swing this game towards the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters? Tough one though for Saina.
We were just mentioning the fielding and commentator's curse, I guess.
I will never accept that. K. Srinath will definitely know this, Param. But I'll tell you what. The ground fielding has been good. I'll agree with you on that one. But I've been saying the catching for the Hubli Tigers has been tough tonight. They're dancing down the wicket right off the middle of the bat. And when you have your hands in front of your eyes, you're probably blocking your view of the ball. Coming back to that line, I'm still searching for that great man who introduced that phrase, the curse. I'll tell you, you tell it is the curse word or commentator's curse, whatever. But for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, it's a blessing. So I will probably look at it positively. You know, playing so much cricket, you and me, I'm sure, look at things positively. Say, blessings for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Well, it would be a blessing, absolutely. And Nandini and Lavanya really need to get going here.
As I was talking about K. Srinath, he just walks into the commentary box, is probably hearing us and saying, yeah, there is no term that is existent called commentator's curse. Maybe because when you say it's curse, it's the blessing for the other team. So Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters are with a lot of blessing. Maybe there will be that phrase. Oh, I will accept that when we play cricket on Mars one day. It may happen. Still, the fight is on. 75 needed as K. Srinath and Vikram will take you through. 15 gone, 103 for 3.
Fifteen done, 103 for 3. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, 75 in 30 balls. Chase on. Blessings was what my good friend Naveen was talking about, and I was just trying to follow what was happening in Zimbabwe. Blessings Muzabani. He was not a blessing for Zimbabwe today. As simple as that. Thanks, Naveen. Enjoy your quiet coffee and get ready for the presentation. Vikram had a good meal and is fresh and energetic to call the final stages of this game.
Yeah, just before I went in for dinner, I really thought I'm going to be privileged to do a good part of the game, the last 5 overs, where I thought we really had a contest on hand. What with the deep batting lineup that the Bengaluru Blasters possess, they still do. There's Chansey, there's Mithila, and there's Karnika. Those two can turn it around, but I think the odds are really stacked against them. So let's see what they do, what best they can do. Maybe we're looking at the net run rate scenario, but I shouldn't give up yet on them.
Certainly the game of glorious uncertainties, and you just can't write off anybody till the last ball is bowled. Priya Chavan has looked pretty impressive and has handled pressure well at this particular point in time. She's coming off for a final over, as we mentioned, that slapped away in front of cover point. Starting the over, she says, welcome Priya. This is a farewell gift we give you for your final over. Lavanya is looking in good touch.
Yes, Lavanya just going on, just from her crease playing that shot. No need to go on the back foot. Yes, I just noticed that there is no protection on the offside and the deep. The Hubli Tigers feeling on top. They've just got 3 fielders out. You've got the long on, the cow corner, and the deep square leg.
Needs to be pretty spot on with her execution. Priya Chavan. This time around, trying to pepper the onside. Sense would have prevailed when she did see a fantastic slap shot through the offside. Room on the offside for her. It was well presented in her area. I think it's more to hold on to nerves, and common sense cricket is what is the need of the hour as of now for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters.
Just to borrow your favorite phrase, I think you would have liked the batter to use her feet a little bit, shuffle to a different stance and play that shot. Here she does, again, her favorite area, Lavanya's, drives it straight to the long on fielder just for the single.
Clever bowling, change of pace. The bowler just kept watching the feet of the batter, and Priya Chavan in the last moment just rolled the fingers over the ball, not giving any pace to the batter. Pace, pace and pace, spin, spin and spin. These two words are going to be in deep discussion for the rest of the tournament. The same field set for Mithila. Still at opener account, and she's going to face a first ball, in fact. Driven handsomely on the up. Peppering the offside. No boundary riders. A free hit. Got a chance to free her arms. Full flow of the bat. And value for shots. Second boundary in the over. The first one for Mithila.
Yeah, it's an excellent shot there. Mithila coming out there to step the run rate up. Nandini having been called back into the pavilion, retiring out. So I think the coaches see this as the last resort. These two batters can get them closer to the target. It's hard to see them getting over the line.
2 boundaries per over is a must, and they've got that. 2 more balls remaining in this over. Timed well, past extra cover, exquisite placement and timing. Back-to-back boundaries for Mithila. She's just walked in and she's looked like she's been batting for ages.
Here you see, spotting that gap, that there is no long off there, and driven handsomely for a Kalyani Motors boundary.
They just had to look at one over where they could get to 15 or 20. This is over they're targeting. 3 boundaries and a single, 13 overs. If they finish off with a big hit, I think they would want what they were looking for. Can Priya Chavan finish strongly? Pace off, stuck well. But would be a sigh of relief for Priya that she's finished her spell. No wickets in the column. 4 overs for 33. Priya finishes an expensive over. 13 runs coming from that. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters at the end of 16 are 117 for the loss of 4 wickets. Four more overs remaining in this contest. 61 required of 24 balls. Certainly in this particular format, it's just not over yet. It's about how the batters stay in the present and hold on to the nerves. The same holds good for the bowling side. Are we seeing the captain back into the attack? Yes, she's taken it upon herself. She's been not touched. She's been quite expensive today. 2 overs for 29. A brave move. It shows the sort of confidence she has in her own self.
It certainly shows the confidence that she has in herself, and I would have to commend that she's very well backed by the coaching staff on this. Allow yourself to be expressed.
False start. The nerves are showing, especially on the leg side. She's just got 2 boundary riders, one in front of deep mid wicket and long on, straightish long on. The other 2 are short square and 45. A packed off side field. And the line is going to be pretty predictable. Short third, backward point, extra cover, sweeper cover and a long off. Obviously, it's playing on a mind. A quick word from the experienced Rameshwari Gaikwad. I think it's time now for Mithila to just play the field. Already she's got 2 freebies, 2 balls, 2 runs without a ball being bowled. That's better execution. There's a sweeper cover to cut off for the boundary. And on a day when your bowling is not gone the way you expect, I think the pressure certainly would be on Vrinda Dinesh. But a brave move to come back and bowl the 17th over.
Yeah, my thought was that she's probably going to go wide of the stumps and allow the batter to sky the ball to the cow corner, but that's not happening right now.
That's better execution in bowling, but a better batting there. High over long on, just a spectator, the fielder there. Mithila in golden striking form. She's just walked in as replacement when the other batter was retired. And the results are showing. Cycle pure Agabati maximum.
That's a beautiful hit that went all the way. Just shows you how much power Mithila has. The kind of hard work she's put into her all-round game.
And also clever batting. She's making the bowler bowl into the stumps. The field is well spread on the offside. She's telling the bowler, you need to get closer to the stumps. You get closer to the stumps, the result is I can hit you over the ropes. Now the in-form striker Lavanya, can she do more damage in this over? Vrunda Dinesh is certainly not happy. In fact, the batter had moved significantly outside the off stump. The ball just going outside the white guide line. Would say harsh call.
I think there's going to pretty much going to see the replay here. Just a harsh call. Slightly seems to be in wide.
Swept well. No protection there in the deep. Pressure showing on Vrunda Dinesh. A 6 followed up by a boundary in this over. Lavanya is striking big.
Yeah, it's an excellent boundary. Lavanya just moved to a different position in this particular ball, and the shot was there for the taking. A bit of a risk there, but then when you know you're on top of the ball, you do it. I just get the feeling Lavanya knows the ball is going to be delivered wide as we watch this again. The beautiful Kalyani Motors boundary, and she's actually changing to a different position just at the last minute so that she is in line with the ball, which is being delivered slightly wider for deliberately.
Change in direction round the stumps. Darted outside the off stump. Once again, a slight misfield. Pressure catching up with the Hubli Tigers. They've looked smart on the field, but pressure telling now. 2, where there was only a certain single. 2 wides to start with. A double 6, 1 wide, 4 and 2. An expensive over from Vrunda Dinesh. She just would be waiting to finish this over off. Last ball coming up. Mighty heave. Connection excellent. 20 meters over the boundary. This would have been a boundary in any stadium across the world. The might, the power from Lavanya. The Bengaluru Blasters fans are dancing in the aisles.
Yeah, watch this shot from Lavanya. She knows exactly. She's right in a block, right in a wheel, the wheelhouse as they say, and gone a long way. And that's the end of the over there.
Using the long levers to good effect, maximizing what can be productive in this over. A magnificent hit down on one knee. The ball there to be hit. Vrunda Dinesh was forced to get closer to the batter and finishing off in style. 141 for 4 at the end of 17 overs. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Two big overs gets the game into striking distance. The current run rate is 8.29, required is 12.33. 37 needed of 18 balls. It's just a matter of 2-3 big hits that can tilt the favor in the batting side.
Yeah, and you do have 2 big hitters here, both who've shown they can clear the boundary by quite a few yards.
Monica Patel starts off with a slow ball. Certainly not happy with the effort of the wicket keeper. Strike changes and she now needs to be bowling to Mithila. Certainly they would have lined up plans against each batter, and every bowler would like to bowl at a particular batter for a longer period of time, but that's not happened. The false start, though beating the batter, concedes 1 bye.
What do you think of head coach's, perhaps his gamble to send Nandini Chauhan ahead? I think that he should have retired in the end. Maybe somebody like a Mithila could have gone before. It's easy to say now, I know, but that's something that's going to be at the back of their heads for the games to follow, right?
Obviously, the think tank would have given it a hard thought. It doesn't go down well, or it's not easy on the batter when she is retired. But nevertheless, in the interest of the team, it would have been taken in the right vein. Yeah, moving forward, this is just the second game they are playing, and a few more games left before they get to the finals. In case they qualify for it, the combinations would come into picture once they look a settled unit. A good start from Monica Patel. Boundaries, couple of boundaries are needed every over. The pressure is building on the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. There it shows, inducing the false shot, going for glory. Monica Patel is an experienced campaigner, taking the pace of the ball, getting the ball back into the batter. She's not getting the deliveries repeatedly in the same areas.
Yes, I think you're going to see the batters using their feet quite a bit more, dancing around a bit in the crease and do something innovatively different. We haven't seen the scoop shot arrived here yet, but that's because the lengths have been fairly good.
This time around, again, the timing looks okay, but excellent work in the deep. That was Priya Chauhan covering close to 20 meters of the deep mid-wicket boundary. 4 excellent deliveries by Monica Patel. The captain just had a quick word saying this is where we need to finish off, and after this we just left with 2 overs. The scoop needs some pace on the ball also, more than the length. I think that's not what is on offer for them at this moment. 14.14 is the required run rate. Pressures mounting. High in the air. 3 fielders getting under it. It falls in a triangle, like a Bermuda triangle. 2 runs of the shot. Monica Patel will still be happy. She'll take it with both hands.
Yeah, launching big. I'm sure she had the boundary rope in her sights, but then she was equal to the task that this ball wasn't going to go all the way back. Tried to go a little more elevation, and the moment it left the bat, we actually thought from a commentator's box it's going to fall right in the middle of 3 fielders. It was very obvious from here.
The all-important ball coming up for Monica Patel. The last one, no boundary conceded. So far, so good. Yes, straight down the ground, but absolutely no power and timing. Despairing dive, getting the body behind the ball. The captain Vrinda Dinesh restricts it to 1. An excellent over. Over number 18 by Monica Patel. No boundary conceded. 148 for 4 Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters at the end of 18. Required run rate is 15 per over. Straightforward equation now, Vikram. 30 over 15, 6 wickets in hand. Which side would you be liking to sit as of now?
It's a rhetorical question, isn't it? But yeah, what I'm actually looking at is some of the entertainment these batters are able to provide. And maybe make us think, maybe the head coach think of Bangalore Blasters. What if we were out there in the middle before we sent some of the junior batters? All credit to everybody for trying, but probably a strategy they tried this time. No loss, like you said, it's a long tournament, and they're going to come back strong if they don't make it this time.
Straight away, big hit and a despairing dive, going for glory there, trying to pick up the catch, missing it, 1 bounce. The bowler, Rameshwari Gaikwad, not happy. She would have been happy if the boundary had been saved. Great start to over number 19, all important over.
Yeah, a massive, if I can say, Kalani Motors boundary here. Yeah, we've seen a bit of a paradox here. There, just balls evade. Some fielders not gone for the catches this time, whereas the field, everybody would like to stop the boundary. She went for the catch and conceded the boundary in the process.
High, but this time around it clears the deep mid-wicket fielder. Just a spectator. What can one misfield do? 4 and a cycle pure agarbatti maximum. 10 of the first 2. 15 per over is what is the required run rate.
You just pose the question. Now here you see this shot, beautifully positioned. She knew it was going to fly far away the moment it left the bat. So your answer to the question of 15 runs and over is 2 sixes and a boundary. It's being answered out there in the center.
Another mighty pull, this time over cow corner. 20-25 meters outside the boundary rope. The heat is on, and Mithila is turning it on. Retiring the previous batter, walking in at that point in time. 32 off 12, back-to-back sixers. It's really turning the heat on in the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
That's a massive cycle pure agarbatti shot, 6 over there. All the way back, no chance at all for anybody. Rocking back, giving it the elevation it required. Smart play there. Not just swinging wildly at the ball.
Excellent power hitting. And still my question is unanswered, Vikram. You've been pretty diplomatic, and if I could say in terms, you've been fence sitting. And now if you turn around after 3 balls and say, I want to sit in the dugout of the batting side, this is not acceptable.
My chance to be diplomatic, Sri, because earlier I went big and said, this Inshara's night, somebody else's night. It hasn't happened, so give me a chance to sit on the fence here. It's poking a bit, but then I'll still take that risk. We have a good last 9 balls to go. And I think we're all going to enjoy it a bit. You never know what comes off. Both batters are capable of clearing the boundary rope, not by a few yards, but quite a few yards.
At this point in time, some medical attention to the skipper Vrinda Dinesh. Possibly this could break the momentum for the batters. And this is the previous 6 we saw. This was the first one, going for the catch, dropping it. The next one, high over deep mid-wicket. The fielder just a spectator there. The next one, even better. Depth of the crease, bottom to top, bottom hand into use. Exquisite timing and power on display. Magnificent hitting by Mithila. This reminds me of what happened in the 2023 or 24 T20 World Cup, which India won in the West Indies. A 4-minute injury break for Rishabh Pant, which broke the momentum, and immediately after that, Henrik Klaasen got out to Hardik Pandya, and the tide tilted in favors of India. So these one-manship, gamesmanship within the game is what we can expect.
So you're saying directly that it's gamesmanship, it's strategy by this master plan Hubli side, right? Just to get a message in, slow down the momentum of the game, change it.
Absolutely, you're very well within your limits as long as you play the game within the framework. Cut, back cut, misfield, peppering the offside this time around through the point. Another boundary, 4, 6, 6 and a 4. She's on fire. Mithila, is this her night?
Quite right. Let's look at those Bangalore Blaster fans. They sense something's coming up. Just when we thought the set batter Lavanya would do it, Mithila's come out to deliver because the ball slightly short. She's just about managed to evade the fielder. Yes, probably the fielder could have done a slightly better job here, but full credit to Mithila. She did what was possible within her limits for that particular ball.
Comfortably in the driver's seat. Brilliant, brilliant batting. Excellent gamesmanship, awareness, situation-based cricket, not going for glory. Just knocks that ball and gets Mithila back on strike. Lavanya has looked outstanding and shows Mithila who's just walked in. 43 of 15. Last ball coming up. They've made real use of this over from Rameshwari Gaikwad.
I would reckon Mithila's probably told Lavanya, I'm going to take a single off this ball now. It's a free hit for you. So that will bring Mithila back on strike the next ball. It's just a question of who's got the momentum.
Straight on the ground, and she makes full use of it, stepping down, and a brilliant hit, timing, absolutely spot on. That finishes off this over with a 6 in striking distance. 3 more for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. 19 overs done, 175 for 4. Already we can see the celebrations, the dancing in the aisles in the stands of the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. What a game of cricket this has been. It's been a cracker.
There you see this massive Lavanya realizing that she doesn't have to do too much, just get under the ball and using all the power she has. She practices that a lot. It's a brilliant 6 at a brilliant time. That free hit really coming good. As you can see, she likes to use her hands. Even if she doesn't get too close to the ball, she's really giving it all the power. Sledgehammer batting is her style of batting.
For any youngster watching, this was a classical lofted shot. Stepping out after the bowler released the ball, getting underneath it, getting the elevation right, using the bottom hand and full swing of the bat and hitting it straight down the ground. Everything was picture perfect, and she didn't want to leave too many to be caught in the last over. Nikki Prasad, who had an outstanding day with the bat when the Hubli Tigers batted, comes on to bowl the last over. Could it be her day? Can she weave magic and pull off something miraculous? We've seen a lot of things happen in this game of cricket. But on strike is Mithila. Oh, is there something still left in the game? Dot ball to start. Still 3 more runs for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters to get.
It should be a walk in the park with these two batters, even with what they have in reserve.
Quietly does the batter. My friend, you need to stay till I deliver the ball. Games within the game. This is the beauty of this game of cricket. Not necessary, down the ground. I can finish off in style. A 6 to finish. Mithila, who walked in, remains unbeaten on 49 of 17 balls. 6ers and 4s galore in the last few overs. Happy scenes in Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Canter home with 6 wickets. What a game of cricket. What a night of cricket it's been at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Absolutely, we're at the edge of our seats here. We just don't believe what has hit us. Just about 5 overs ago, the commentator was discussing how do you chase 15 runs in over in the last 3 overs or thereabout. This is an incredible show, and some of us have to eat our words. We were wondering about the strategies that the Bengaluru Blasters followed, but they had some good moves. They brought in the correct batter. Mithila Vinod delivered. Lavanya supported her amicably. This is an incredible victory for the Bengaluru Blasters, defeating a very strong team.
Fabulous scenes at the M. Chinnaswamy. The Bengaluru Blasters all over the place. Clinical performance, very confident in their chase. The name suggests Bengaluru Blasters blasted their way through and motored all the boundaries, the Kalyani motor boundaries, and Hubli Tigers were blasted today by an outstanding effort with the bat by the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. No words to explain. On a weekday, a pretty decent turnout, and people who sat back to watch this game, which went down to the wire. Really a humdinger, edge of the seat thriller, whatever you can call. A brilliant game of cricket. What we did expect from the beginning yesterday, two games where teams failed to chase down 150, but what an outstanding evening of cricket. 176 was what Hubli Tigers got, which we thought was a winning score, but the script that was written was totally different. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters strode out to bat and played like champions, and this was champion stuff. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters coasting home in game number 4, winning by 6 wickets, and this is the batting card. 30 of 22 by Inchara gave the team the start required, and Rachita 47 of 40, Lavanya 44 not out of 28 balls, and the match clinching innings from Mithila Vinod 49 of 17 with 4 boundaries and 4 sixers. Total 7 sixers or 8 sixers in the innings, big hitting and 16 boundaries to top it up with. What an exceptional batting performance. Certainly the bowling card doesn't look all that great. 2 for 19. Exceptional bowling performance by Monika Patel. The rest of them were all expensive today. 53 of 3, Vrinda Dinesh. 43 of 4 was Rameshwari Gaikwad. 4 overs for 26 was Saina Kapoor. Overall, the last partnership, 4 for 103 from there. It was game, set and match with this extraordinary batting display from the Bengaluru Blasters.
So as we talk you through the highlights, that's brilliant display here by the Bengaluru Blasters. Here the Hubli Tigers started off. Karnika striking early, but the Tigers had their tail up and they had Vrinda deliver some vital blows there. Finding that elevation, threading those gaps, looking for the shorter ball, pulling. Again finding the gaps on the offside. They had both the teams have unleashed strokes in all directions. Some catches going down there.
The first innings did belong to Nikki P. It was Nikki P all the way, peppering all parts of the ground with some delicate shots, excellent timing through her boundaries and some big hits. We saw some a masterclass, if you would say, wouldn't be wrong. But end of the day, she certainly would be a touch disappointed that her innings of 80 not out just went in vain. The rest of the players did rally around. The target always, which was in their mind when they decided to bat, was something in and around 160, 170. They would be more than happy to have walked off from the park at the first half, getting to 176 with no dew on offer. Certainly a game was on. The pitch just got better and better to bat on as the night progressed. And this is the beauty of this venue, the iconic M. Chinnaswamy. Game number 4 between two undefeated sides in this edition of the Maharani Trophy. But today we see clearly one team that's taken the lead. The second consecutive victory for the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. When they did stride out to bat, they looked like a different beast and a different unit. The sort of confidence they showed when they came out to bat. They knew that we are in business, and 177 is not something that we are going to be deterred. There was some smart wicket keeping, and this was the dismissal that was referred, and the decision came in the favor of the bowling side. But all the bowlers from the Blasters side also were taken to the cleaners. Some excellent batting display by the Hubli Tigers in the first half, and a master class display of using of the feet, using the depth of the crease against the spinners, using the pace of the faster bowlers. It was Nikki Prasad all the way, getting that undefeated 80, which certainly gave them the momentum walking off the park in the first half. They would have been more than happy, and in fact would have discussed saying that what could be the margin we would look at trying to pull off this. But they had different plans when they came out to bat. Did they, the Kalyani Blasters?
Yeah, Inchara initially seemed to get going as she found the gap. She showed that she can come to the party, but it wasn't to be tonight. And some good sixes followed. Checking their strokes, finding the gaps.
At some point in time, we thought the game was just slipping away, especially in the last 5 overs when they needed to get 75. But different plans, and Nandini was called back, the first batter to be retired out in this edition of the Maharani Trophy. Post that over number 17, 18, 19, just saw a flurry of boundaries and sixers. 16 boundary fours and 9 sixes in all. It sums it up as to what sort of a night the batters out there had. And some excellent batting, just not peppering the field with ground shots, but overall it was an excellent display. Right now, a clinical performance from the batting unit, and more than happy they would be. And there's a break day tomorrow. And right now, we shall go down to the presentation party. Naveen Shauri is ready for the post-match presentation.
ಲೋಕ ಗಂಗಾಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೇರಿ ಸಾಗೋಣ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ ಜಗವ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ Maharani Trophy ಗೆಲ್ಲೋಣ Maharani Trophy
Maharani Trophy.
మనసల్లు క్రికెట్ నమ్మ కనసల్లు Maharani Trophy Maharani Trophy ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ಸಾಹಕ್ಕೆಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ Maharani Trophy Maharani Trophy ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತ ಆಡುವ ಕರುನಾಡೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉತ್ಸವ ಕುಡಿಯಾಡಿ
Welcome to the post-match presentation where we witnessed one of the biggest chases as of now here in the Maharani Trophy 2026. And Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters winning this by 6 wickets. Wow, this is a massive chase. When Hubli Tigers put up 177, we thought, yeah, it's going to be tough. But the Blasters blasted their way through and they are the victorious team. But before we go ahead and introduce the presentation party, KSCA would like to thank the sponsors and the partners. Umpire sponsor, of course, is Cycle Pure Agarbatti. Official sponsor, Kalyani Motors. Radio partner, 92.7 Big FM. And I would be really honored and happy to introduce our presentation party tonight. Mrs. Rakshita, the channel partner of Cycle Pure Agarbatti, right to my left. Thank you so much, Rakshita. And on to her left is Gohar Sultan, former international cricketer. Thank you so much, Gohar, for being here this evening. And big attraction of tonight, Veda Krishnamurthy, right here from right out of the broadcast room, I reckon. Former international cricketer and a very good broadcaster herself. Thank you, Veda. Means a lot you being here. Right. First up, I want to have a quick chat with the Hubli Tigers' skipper. Yeah, be a little tough one. I understand, Vrinda, but we'll have to do this. Sorry. Oh, good match, though, first up, isn't it?
I mean, it's good. It's really good for women's cricket to see cricket develop like this, starting right here in Karnataka. It's good for us.
Totally. But did you even think that syllabus coming out from the blast that came in from the Blasters at the end?
No, we actually thought we were in control of the game for quite a lot of time. I think the last 3 or 4 overs, there was a shift in momentum and probably went towards them.
Yeah, totally. But I would want to talk about the positives of the Hubli Tigers. 177. Not an easy total that you guys put up on the board. Big hand that came in from Nikki P and yourself as well.
Yeah, I mean, Nikki played a very crucial role for us, and for her to get us to that score was really good, and which we thought was a very winnable score, a defendable score, but kudos to them. They played really well. They played really good cricket.
Totally. Finally, we just want to talk about those drop catches that went down.
Yeah, probably there was one in the end that could have turned the match. Yeah, that's okay. It happens. I back the girls. We're always. I mean, it's a long tournament. We can come back.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear from the skipper. Don't lose heart. All the best for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vrinda. Right. Time now for presenting the awards. A very important one. First up, of course, the orange cap is already shifted heads. Yeah, we saw Shishira get that in the afternoon, but it's immediately shifted. I'd now invite Veda Krishnamurthy to hand over the orange cap to Nikki Prasad, who gave us that wonderful knock in the middle today. Nice, proud moment for Nikki P to get that one from a dashing cricketer herself. Veda, thanks, Nikki. Thanks for that entertainment. Yeah. Wonderful. No, you should wear it, please, come on. Yeah, lovely. Nice. Right, and to present the purple cap, yeah, this is the first time that we are going ahead and awarding it as of now in the Maharani Trophy 2026. And invite Gaur to please step forward and present the purple cap to Pratyusha Chaluru, the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters skipper. Lovely. Nice. And now to present the Player of the Match Award, the Cycle Pure Trusted Player of the Match Award, goes to none other than the sensation, 17 ball 49, Mithila Vinod. Please step up and collect your award. The check, of course. And I'd request Rakshita also to award the trophy. Take the trophy as well. That's very important. Amazing. Just before speaking to the winning captain, want to have a word with you as well? No? No? Just a small word? They want to. No? That's fine. Just a quick word, because that was a very big knock. Sensational knock. Please step up here. 17 ball 49. Ready to get that energy. Did you believe in yourself when you walked out of the dugout?
Yeah, that was the main thing that I believed throughout, no matter what. And even when I went in there and had a chat with Lavanya, that, you know what, we're winning this. And I got that support from outside as well, that they backed me. So that's it, yeah.
I can hear that. Thank you so much. Well played. Thanks a lot. Wonderful. And of course, before we wrap up the presentation, one quick word with the winning captain herself, Pratyusha Chaluru. Please come up. You can have that purple cap on, maybe. Nice. Oh, it's a happy dugout. But I'll tell you what, when we were in the commentary box, you went out first ball, Vrinda getting you. We thought, this is going to swing the Hubli Tigers' way. But what a turnaround, isn't it, from Mithila?
I think from day one, belief is something that I wanted to instill in this team, and I'm very glad at the beginning of the tournament, such a match, and we ended up on the right side. So I think hats off to both the batters, Lavanya and Mithila, who actually took it. Really good finish.
Wonderful. Yeah, definitely. I should be asking you about Nikki P's innings as well. When she batted out so well, 177, what was the discussion in the dugout in the mid-innings?
I was actually thinking after getting Pratyusha and Vrinda's wicket early on, I felt we could have restricted them around 150. We gave around 20-25 runs extra there, but nonetheless, it was a great innings from Nikki. We were able to chase that.
Lovely. Last question to you. It's taken you to the top of the table as of now here, going out there and putting up 4 points. How important that is, because the top two go to the finals on the August 2nd, isn't it?
Momentum is on the right this thing with us. So I hope we continue. We'll be putting in our best efforts.
All the very best, skipper. Do well, do well. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that is what it is. That's the end of the post-match presentation right here. Tomorrow, yeah, of course, it's a break day. Day after, the Saturday coming in, there are 2 matches coming up. I'll leave it to the commentators to set it up for you guys. Over to the comms.
That's a match summary. Hubli Tigers vs Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Hubli Tigers putting up 177 for 6, batting first. Excellent contribution from Nikki Prasad, 80 of 47. Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters getting into the chase, comfortably coasting home, and victory by 6 wickets. And the game coming up the day after is what is the most important one. This was an excellent day. Match number 5 of the Maharani Trophy. It's going to be Mysuru Warriors versus Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, live from M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. And this would be the day after. People can just take a welcome break tomorrow and don't miss live action. The tickets are free here. From the Combox, from Srinath, Vikram, Naveen Shauri and Param. It's good night. Sleep well, stay safe, recover well for tomorrow, and see you all for the live action. Another double header coming up on the day after tomorrow. Good night.